Oh, there we are. Hey, you know Jerry Springer died?
Yeah, sad day. I saw him trending on Twitter. I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened there? And I meant to go take a look into it. Then all of a sudden, the fiance came out of nowhere. Was like, yeah, he fucking dead. I was like, oh
Jesus.
shit, all right.
Um, I think I was talking on the podcast how my coworker had not seen Maury, and they just saw Jerry Springer for the first time ever. Um, and I guess he died like what time did he die? Like, or when did news break? Like
I know I saw it trending on Twitter around 12 o'clock.
it's around 10 o'clock. So here's why I'm upset is because her and I were talking because I just ended up with a random free period because the students were testing, and we just talked, and nothing happened, and then later on that day, like around like 2 o'clock your time, one of my ninth graders said, "Yo, did you hear Jerry Springer died?" I'm like, "No, he didn't. No, he didn't." I pull out my phone in the middle of a class. I'm like, "Hold on." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I text her. I put it all caps. Like, "You didn't know?" I'm like, "No." You mean I was living in this world not knowing Jerry Springer fucking died and no one fucking told me? My ninth grader had to fucking bring it up. Jesus.
Yeah,
Actually upset. Somehow managed to bring out the most degenerate people of all time, but kudos to you, dude.
yeah.
Hope you're doing that somewhere up there in heaven. Ding ding ding, and then topless angels. Let's go.
Speaking of degenerates, it felt appropriate that fucking Emmett what's her bitch fucking died today as well.
Who?
She was a white woman that falsely accused a 14-year-old black teen of assaulting her, thus resulting in his lynching.
Woof.
And
That's
it was eventually proven that she was lying about everything and still got to live her life until the ripe age of 88
I'm glad that
without
she's
any
not trending at all.
repercussions.
Good for her. No one
Yeah,
gives a shit about you.
get fucked.
Um, speaking of terrible people, um, one reason I was slightly late to podcast was and slightly, my we had our last uh playoffs game the day for so it was Cart and Hearthstone. We lost both of them, unfortunate. But afterwards, we are hanging out and playing, and they were playing a Taiko no Tetsujin, and I remember there was that mod. I think it's a mod of the Dragon Guard 3 final song,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna hijack this. Made them pause, put on the HDMI. One of my other players asked to play Smash for a second. I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, watch this. Let me give you the backstory, like super quick. This dude's a troll who makes this game. Really good story. Just he's a fucking troll, and this is the final boss. And every time that thing hits a dragon or that chime, you have to hit the X button. You got to parry it perfectly. If you get hit once, you die and got to start over from the beginning. Oh, by the way, that 30-second cutscene in the beginning, unskippable. Watch. And I played that, and I just heard them progressing in the background, just hear the tempo changes and how fucking intense it got. And then sure enough, as soon as like it was fading out, they're like, yeah, watch. There's gonna be like one last chime when it's black screen. Watch. And then it was still like quiet. And they're like, oh yeah, that would funny. That would messed up. Ding. And they're like, no, he did it. I'm like, yep, that's Yoko Taro, dude. Dude's fucked up in a good way.
Yeah.
Which speaking of, he should have a new game sometime, right? Because he's
Well,
been
he made an announcement saying like, I got some big things in his usual fashion. I'm working on a few things here and there. Keep an eye out. And this message was purely spun up by Chat GPT, so don't actually read too much into this.
what up, Trey 50? Hey, David, keep the chat talking for like 15 seconds.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, chat, how have you been? I don't know if any. Speaking of sad passings, I don't know if any of you have watched the Power Rangers special Once and Always. But man, that fucking hit me in the goddamn feels. Seeing Once and Always. Genuinely, if you grew up with Power Rangers or even have a passing interest, highly recommend it. The fiance watched it with me, and she didn't care for Power Rangers when she was younger. But even she was kind of teared up by the end of it.
Maybe one day. Um, you watch Evil Dead yet?
No, not yet.
You gonna?
Yeah, eventually.
Hell yeah.
Anything horror related, I kind of have to wait until I can really find some good just me time to watch. Leah doesn't mind some horror stuff, but the vast majority of it is definitely more me.
That's fair.
So
Yeah, Trey 50. We just talked about that. Recipe Jerry Springer. Wild.
pepperoni and cheese.
I was talking about him, how the dude just did in like Judd Springer.
Yeah.
Actually wild. Um let's see. What else been going on lately? What you been up to lately?
Nuts. I've been doing a lot of home server projects. I keep getting equipment from work as we keep retiring out just old hardware that's still perfectly good, but just doesn't keep up with what we need at work. So I have my primary server basically all set up. The only thing I need to eventually do is put like $2,000 worth of hard drives in it, just to actually get it to the storage capacity I want. But for right now, I have an 8 terabyte external hard drive hooked up to it, just proof of concept. A lot of things I want to do with it, and I have it 70% to where I want to be. I just basically need to finish getting reverse proxies set up for it and a couple different firewall settings for it set up. That way I can also start having other people use assets on my server. Like one of the things I have set up is Jellyfin because I rip all my movies and shows and everything.
Are you modding a 3DS soon?
My 3DS has been modded forever.
And it has like the 8 shop and stuff on it?
I don't even bother with that. I just manually grab what I want and throw it on there by hand.
You know what the 8 shop is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's super convenient for people like me that don't want to keep swapping SD cards.
I just threw in I think I have a 32 gig or maybe even a little bit larger in there and just loaded it up, called it good.
I have a
I think I must actually have more because I think where's my actually I have a 2DS right here. What size did I fucking throw in you? I always forget things. This little area here.
specifically because on the new 3DS XL, you gotta open the back every single time you want to swap that SD card
I
around.
threw in a 265 gig.
Nice. I have 128 gig. I still have 50 gigs. You can load the entire thing on it. It's not a big deal. So I had to do mock trials this week for one of my classes, like run up to the final, and I was the lawyer. I had to argue the side of the school as to why as to whether or not the student got denied free and educational public education, because in the scenario was that our student with Tourette's came in, busted a table by throwing his backpack or his book on it, and in frustration he missed social studies because he had 2 hours of reading, and then the principal called the police on him. And I was like, that's a fun way to argue. Anyway, but the main story is that my Smash team has been killing it up until recently, and that's because we lost in our players because of ineligibility because their grades are too low. Then we lost that. That was our championship player. Then this time we got a good player to replace him, but our other player has been really sick lately, so they've been able to play. So they came back finally. It's been about a month. They came back in, but they're super rusty. So we had to play the game on the same day as this fucking mock trial. And I'm having to be a lawyer during mock trial, so I had to pay attention to them. I couldn't just like turn the camera off and do something else. I had to like pay attention to them. So the way we have the room divided, there's one PC room and one console room, and they're divided by a window, which you can look into it. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit in that room. I'm just watching. I'm like, I try to coach him in. Game was I want to say it was 1-1. I could be wrong though. And then I'm like, all right, cool. I sit down and I situate and I look eventually and I see he's up 3 stocks. So 3 stocks to 1. I'm like, all right, cool. He's going to win. Turn around. I go back to like listening, and then I hear in the background, I hear him just yell, fuck. And I look and he lost. I'm like, oh, fuck. And so then this game is to get into finals, like to get in-person finals. So I'm like, oh, God, come on, guys. Please just win this game. And so our middle player is really good. So he wins all the time. Cool. The last player goes up and he plays Yoshi, and they were playing Little Mac. And I know that's kind of like sometimes a tough matchup for him because he's the jankier characters he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And I told them, I'm like, y'all play dirty if you need to. Play like, doesn't have to be something fancy. We just want to get into finals. We don't give a shit. We're better than them. So I looked off there and I saw he's playing Yoshi and Lil Mac's running around chasing Yoshi. He's literally just jumping around the stage, not letting Lil Mac do anything. He's like camping the shit out of him because he's winning. And then I see him taunt everything. He starts taunting him and everything. And then and I was like so proud. I was like, oh good, camp him, dude. I don't give a shit. Camp him. Fuck it. Make him mad. Do it. And so we won. And then I talked to him. I didn't get to talk to him because I was still doing my mock trial, so they left. Next day I'm like, all right, so yeah, we did that. And then I was like, and then that taunt. And then he goes, yeah, everyone kept telling me not to. And there was like one person told me to. I was like, I look back, I'm like, no, fuck that taunt, dude. Fuck that little Mac. I don't give a shit about him.
Like straight up, honestly, I know it's not necessarily Smash exact relevant per se, but I would honestly use Justin Wong moments to go ahead and use as a teaching. That fucker is like, I don't care what wins, what gets me wins. I'm gonna run this goddamn timer. I'm gonna goddamn run away and play bullshit games.
Yeah, the only
Teach
thing
that
that
shit.
the only thing we have to do is avoid the bad sportsmanship, which is like that's not really avoidable. Taunts are taunts. Like there's a program in the game, so whatever. But
Yeah.
at that point, I'm like, no. Get his head. If he's getting frustrated, chasing down a Yoshi, trying to kill him because Yoshi's just jumping around everywhere, taunt. Make him frustrated. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I want to win.
Yep.
So shout outs. We're going in-person finals next Saturday. So that should be a lot of fun and super interesting. I was super hoping our Splatoon team got an in-person finals, Smash team, and then Cart almost got it, but we dropped that last game. So it would have been cool to have all 3 games there for finals, but it's all right. Win some and lose some. Shit, I'm just ready for this shit to be over, dude. I graduated on the 13th. Bless you. I graduated on the 13th. I've been slowly winding down this shit because I had so much fucking nonsense. I think I have like 8 assignments left in one class, which still a lot, but it's definitely doable. I've just been chipping away at it a lot more. 2 of those assignments are bigger than the other ones, so mostly I just have like, I'd say like the equivalent of like 3 or 4 assignments. So this weekend I'm just like, all right, fuck it, just barge it, just fucking grow the fuck up and just barge it because I don't want it. I'm so fucking burned out. I've been snappy at my students because I'm used to whining, but like I think just the low stamina I've had just from doing all this fucking grad school, I've just been so snappy, and it sucks because like there's just some that just fucking like do not stop fucking whining over every single fucking assignment. And I swear it's like I roll up there and it's like whining at 7:45 in the morning. And I I made them do a Socratic seminar. And it was a practice run. That was the first time ever doing it. So I helped them a lot on it. One question asked, how do you think it went? Give me 3 sentences. They couldn't fucking do that. Like they were like, why you? I'm like, okay, how'd it go? I liked it because of this. This part could have went this thing, that, and then one student he does a lot. I can't do this because I can't read. I can't do this because this, and and I'm just like, I'm a snappy on like Wednesday. He just came out the gate like that, and I'm like, all right, you know what? All right, alternate assignment. He's like, what? I'm like, let's scrap it right now. You don't want to do it? Okay. Tell me now that you want alternate assignment. Yes or no? I was like, I'll give you alternate assignment. And I was going to say, his side was like, all right, you create the assignment. Follow everything you need to do and give me exactly what you need to do. And by the end of it, I'll give you the appropriate grade for that. I was going to say that. He even let me get to that because I was like, tell me yes or no. Do you want a different assignment? I'm not even going to answer that. Okay, then do your assignment. Cool. And just walked off. And then he asked, he's like, can I use the bathroom? Like 5 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, here's a pass. And then he came back in and asked to talk to me outside and apologized. And I'm like, dude, it's cool. I get it. I get y'all are burned out too. I am. I get you guys are frustrated. I get it. Can we stop fucking whining at 7:45 in the morning about every goddamn thing we do? Because it's like, I think I've mentioned this, I'm sure, before, but I create all my fucking assignments, which is not something that a lot of teachers do. I create every single fucking thing I do. If I ever don't, it's still not textbook work. So it's like a worksheet or something, but I like create every single thing I do to be as engaging as possible. So I'm like, If you guys ever get to the point where you guys like the engaging stuff, but you guys want to complain and bitch and whine and moan, realize that at any point I can make my life easy, tell you to open up the chapter 6 and just do the work there, answer it. I have the answer key. Cool, done deal. I go home tonight and I don't do anything, and you go home tonight and you gotta do all that extra work. Try me. And then all of a sudden they're like quiet. I'm like, cool. And the phones are a fucking issue too. So like I got some plastic boxes, and tomorrow I'm just like, all right, new policy. I don't give a shit. My phone's in the middle basket. I don't give a fuck. Oh, change my music. Get a good playlist. Your playlist sucks ass if you're not getting good music. Like, genuine. Like, I'm just like at that point where I'm like, put your shit in there, and I'm done. Like, we're good. We're going. We're gonna make it this summer. You guys can relax, be addicted to your phones all you want all summer. We're gonna come back, do it all over again. But that's my new policy. And I didn't get the boxes for yeah, but I wore my 9th grade class I just got done with, because I was like, yeah, these are my first ones I'm gonna say that with. And I told them right out of the game, I'm like, hey guys, starting Monday, this new policy, I don't want to see your phone. Straight up, I don't want to see it. All right, actually, I want to see it. It's gonna be in that basket, and I know if yours is not in there, so I don't want to see it. And they didn't even try. Like, all right, cool. And like, is it? Luckily, most of them are pretty understanding. In fact, it's weird because during a seminar, one of the questions I asked was, what would you do to improve school? And I brought up the phone's an issue. And so, then they're like weirdly, like, I shouldn't say universally, but like the vast majority are weirdly just okay with their phones being taken away. There's like, yeah, because some teachers will like make it put on a phone holder in the front, and you just put your phone there at the beginning of class and you take it when you get out. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm like, I don't want to do that, because I'm like, you need to learn how to use your fucking phone on your own. Like yeah. I'm sorry, but like, I get that y'all were raised on iPads, and this is kind of a fucked up thing that you got born into. I got born into not being able to own a house, so I got to deal with that.
So are they. So
yeah, I was like, you just get dealt with problems you gotta deal with. Yours is you gotta learn how to not deal with an addiction. I gotta find a place to like invest into exorbitantly more higher than it should. So unfortunately, you gotta find a way out of that problem, dude. So yeah, I'm using this next like month to like go hardcore on that, and I'm like, I'm not having it. If they don't want to do it, I'm just like, cool, I'm kicking you out. Like, it's just wild. And we had this discussion how like they're just not tech savvy, they don't understand, they just want the most tiring thing about this, aside from like the behind the scenes and administration and all that stuff, it's playing these fucking loophole games with them where like they will try to get their way out of any fucking thing, and I have to just like stay a step ahead, and I can't ever give leeway, which is unfortunate. Like today there's one girl who was doing a lot better, but she looks for the easiest way out, and I've been like stomping that out pretty often by saying like the sentence minimum. Like, hey, do this many sentences, do this many sentences, answer this. And today I slipped up once, but on intention I was like, let's just see. I gave them a worksheet, didn't say any requirement, and what happened? She turned it in like 2 seconds because she just tried Google searching and all that. I'm like, and this blew my mind actually. I got snappy at this too. She Googled it, like, and I'm like, okay, like granted, at some point now, like some of them don't even do that, but I'm like, all right. But I caught it because I have the program that you could see what they're doing. So I'm like, okay. I'm looking at her to look up the Google answers, and I'm like, hey, can you not Google the answers and like try to like answer via what you read? They're reading Romeo and Juliet, and sigh, complain, bitch, whine, moan. Okay. All right, I'm done. Turned it in, and meanwhile, like everyone else is still working. I'm like, no, she's not. So I look. I'm going through this. I'm like, all right, cool. So you're done. Yeah. So if I quiz you right here, right now, you're gonna know everything. Yeah. Cool. So what's this? Oh, that. Okay. So why did this happen? I don't know. Okay. What about this? And I was like, do you not know the answer? She's like, or do you not know what you're saying here? You told us just to answer it. I'm like, yeah, but answer it and know it. Like, I cannot believe. Do I have to tell you that on your worksheets now? Please correctly answer and know what you are saying when you are answering this problem. Do I have this? Do you want me to? I will say that. This is literally what I was saying. I was like, I will say this on your worksheets now. So from now on your specific worksheets, I will say on your directions, please answer and know what you are saying.
And it's kind of frustrating because, like, I get that for a lot of folks, Romeo and Juliet can seem like a very cliched story if you just have, like, the cursory knowledge of it. But it's such a really fucking deep and fascinating, brutal story that if you actually start really getting into the text of it, genuinely is really fucking good.
They
And
don't
I get it's the
they don't critically
prototypical
think,
thing.
dude. That's not a thing. It's the most mind-blowing thing. Again, so I teach in SPED, right? So I go in with the cursory knowledge that yes, we're not quite up to standards. That's fine. I'm well aware of what I've done. I tell them all the time, if I want a bunch of students who are excited about English, I'll go teach honors. I'll go teach gen ed. I'll probably find some same. I'll connect with some kids gen ed. I'm teaching them, teaching you because I understand how frustrating everything is. So I would like to help you in best way enjoying it, or at least get through school and avoid the pitfalls that I had personally. I showed them my transcript too, and it was not good. But they just it's just bizarre some of the things I'm seeing where it's like they don't know how to critically think. I'll ask them a question. Okay, so this thing happened. Okay, but why? What do you mean why? Why did that happen? And it's just like a non-concept like that like below not even like we're at surface level, like put a foot in the water level. Like that's just like what we're fighting sometimes. And I can go on and on about this. There's like so many like different things, and I still sympathize with them, which is what they appreciate. Like I'm like, you guys frustrate the shit out of me. And I said it on the podcast. I'm like, I tell them straight up, I'm like, you guys want my birth control right now, dude. Like straight up, I do not. I take one look at y'all, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. But like, it's just wild what we get, and I got some of the better ones too. Like my students, yeah, they just bitch so fucking much, but behavior wise, like they don't. It's like a very non-issue. So I'm still lucky on that end, but I'm excited because this summer it kind of bums me out, kind of not because no, dude, I'm eating food. You're not sitting up here. Sorry, don't even look at me. Um, that I'm transitioning out of English to do the movie stuff. I believe that's kind of like the plan, and it kind of sucks. I didn't really. I still don't feel like I won't feel like I really covered the way I wanted to. So this summer I'm gonna do what I wanted to do last summer, but I couldn't because I didn't have time because I had to take my grad courses. Dude, no! Oh my god, dude, he's just circling me like a fucking shark right now. I want to just like I just want to like get super in depth, but like very visual and open and like PowerPoint it. Just PowerPoint the fuck out of it. Like a really good. Everyone loves a really good PowerPoint. If it's like really flashy, looks super nice, and it's really engaging and asks you like it's well paced. I think everyone loves it. Like, a good PowerPoint is stellar. I mean, that's why every tech talk has like those two, right? You know.
Yeah.
So I just want to like really like I just want to PowerPoint everything out, just really fucking nail this thing. Um, but man, they it's just down. Like this week was really an eye opening week, especially with that seminar, because like I let them have at it. I was like, dude, speak your mind. Some of them like I don't just I feel like all my thoughts are gonna be real. I'm like, cool, speak your mind. Like say what you guys say, and a lot of it was like. And I snapped back at them. I let them say whatever they want. In fact, I let them say it in front of an admin, which is funny because I got observed one of those, and I let them just say whatever they vocalized about not liking school, which was actually very productive. Like I got high scores on that. I'm like, there, you heard it from the kid's mouth, like exactly what they feel like, right? But um, one thing that got to me, and I snapped back pretty hard in front of the admin too. But I mean, like even she was like, that's a good point. And I was like, they're like, we just need just teachers are boring because they're doing this and that, and we just need them to meet us like halfway. And I'm like, okay, so you want teachers to be more engaging and give you more lessons and help you out more and meet you halfway. Yes. Are you meeting the teacher halfway? Because I was like, I'm new, so I know my lessons are not going to be all hits. Like I'm gonna have some misses, which is fine. You don't have to like everything, but you guys want the engaging lessons, right? Yeah. So even though I'm not hitting every lesson well, and you guys aren't into them, you guys say you're still meeting me halfway. Yes. Then why are your phones out? And it was just like, I was like, so why do I feel like I have to redirect you guys every single time? Is that meeting me halfway? And there's like, no. I'm like, cool. So we just had a really good revelation right now where one of us is not doing their half of the bargain right now. Oh man, but like it's so bizarre, and I can go forever about it. I love the job. I genuinely love the job. I couldn't imagine being a teacher prior and having to adapt this hard. In something I get told by a lot of my colleagues is like, you're entering on the hardest teaching's ever been. So kudos to you. To me, I'm like, this is just what it is. And yeah, is it tough? Yeah, of course it's tough being new to this, not having at least the understanding of how everything works in the background and having to deal with this, right? But I was like,
Mm.
I couldn't imagine having to adapt and having to deal with like the old ways things did this and the way these kids are. What I know now, right, from what we know from high school is like all I have to go off of, and now I'm like, I don't think I wouldn't stay in. And there's a lot of there's a reason a lot of like teachers leave and all that stuff too. Um, it's tough and it's exhausting, and I get it and it sucks. I love what I do, but it is unfortunate the way teachers are seen, and it's unfortunate how obvious how blatantly obvious uh the world is in trying to make education private only, right? Like it's like the world's worst secret that they're really trying their hardest to make education privatized, and it sucks.
Yeah.
That's my soapbox. Thanks for coming on Tech Talk.
Oh yeah. No,
Anyway,
I think it's no, it's genuinely worth saying because it's one of those things that I mean, even though we don't necessarily have the largest of audiences, we have a pretty loyal fan base, but it's not a large audience. But I still feel like the kind of careers that we have are ones that really still don't get a lot of attention beyond just like the mainstream headlines. Like everyone wants to kind of armchair think about the thing, especially with teaching right now. I don't envy you in the slightest in that regard. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things that when you're actually doing the job day to day, it's a whole different perspective than the little bits that we try to think about and impose from vaguely remembering, the 15 plus years we were last in school ourselves.
yeah. If I didn't have the rapport I have with my students, I wouldn't be doing this. Let me give you an example of my coworker. I think I you all right?
Sorry. This whole time, if I keep looking down, it's because my boss is messaging me about work stuff. Uh, and good news. Apparently, Microsoft is end of life supporting Windows 10 in a year and a half.
Hmm.
Holy fuck, that's fast.
DSP's gonna be
Uh,
pissed.
I'm fucking pissed. Windows 11 is absolute spyware garbage, but fuck.
GG's.
All right, sorry.
No, you're good. Um, no, like my there was this one student we had that wanted to commentate, but they just literally couldn't even, like, they just had a lot of bad anxiety. They could barely even speak. And they found their way through esports, but they got really into drama, which I'm happy about. I have a few students that like they felt bad like talking. I'm like, no, go do drama. Like, do what you want to do. I'm not playing favorites. Like, go do what you want to do. I'm rooting for you, whatever the fuck you do. I don't give a shit. In a good way. And they were telling me that they go around to all the students. They kind of and she asked them like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to do like stagecraft? Do you want to do like directing? Do you want to do acting? And this student said, no, I think you maybe want to be a drama teacher. And I'm like, you lucked out right there. That would have got me. That would have got me getting those kind of answers. But it's that time of the year too. Our seniors are out of here next Friday, and those are my juniors from last year.
Really?
Well, the seniors get out early. They get out about 2 weeks early,
Gotcha.
2 or 3 weeks early, which is nice when you teach seniors because you just get. I asked, I was like, so what do I do for my periods? And my students are gone. My coworker just looks at me and goes, shh. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, but my juniors from last year. So these are some I'm seeing off, and it's bittersweet. Like they're stressed out, they're tired. A lot of tears are coming out from them because they're fucking exhausted, which I get. But seeing them and largely for the last time, that's how it was last year for me.
I was gonna say because this is the second group that you've fully seen off, right?
Yeah, so last year I had juniors and seniors, so this is my wave. I love it but hate it. I got like a pretty good wave, so I got juniors now. Next year I'm gonna see them off because I'm gonna be teaching seniors next year. So I'm like, fuck. Luckily I have like a break, but then I'm teaching gen ed with film classes next year, which is confirmed. Like 95% confirmed that I'm teaching film classes next year,
Hell
which is
yeah.
gonna be cool. I'm doing a lot of different classes, which will be interesting. But yeah, no, it was a tough one last year because I wasn't sure. I forget if I told the story on the podcast. Um, I didn't know how I was feeling. I was like, I've never had this graduation thing happen with me in education. It was either piecemeal at the juvenile center where like one kid would go off, but I mean, I told them in the funny, nice way, congratulations on getting out. I hope I never see you again. Like, what do you mean? That's fucked up. And I'm like, I don't want to see you again. Like, don't show up here again. Like, oh, I'm like, yeah. Uh, but yeah. So it was last year, and we've had talks. I'm not gonna go into them, but
Yeah.
like we've had talks where I was fucking. It's been bad. Grad school has been a fucking nightmare. I got lobbed into it, not knowing. Like it was always kind of a thing, but then like this was like I wanted a job, and they were like, I wanted a specific job, and they're like, this is the faster route. I'm like, all right, okay, I guess. And I got lobbed into it, and I was not ready, and I don't know, I'm still not ready. Um, but it took a toll out of me. Like this shit fucked me up. The because I've been in college for over 10 years at this point now. Started January 2013 and took a year off here or there, but I'm speaking a lot. This is my venting time. Um,
It's all good, man. You go for it.
the I got burned out. We had talks. I had to call Davis and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking done. Like I am burnt out. And David it was like kind of intense to the point when David was like kind of threw me like an Among Us button where he's like, hey, just hit this giant red button if anything bad happens, and you got like a one-way trip out here for however long you need it. I'm like, and that helped. So thank you. I know we still got that, but I was
Yeah,
burnt out.
and right now, unfortunately, don't
Well,
have
now
the means at this moment. But if
now
ever,
I'm fine right now. I'm chilling. Baggy says I want David Among Us button, new
hell
merch.
yeah.
Hell yeah button. Um,
Oh
it's
fuck, that would have been good when we were actually trying to work on merch. That would have been a fun one of like the Staples easy button, but just as a hell yeah.
yeah, we still can. Um, I don't know how it's gonna happen. We'll figure it out.
One day maybe. Play your cards right.
Play your cards right. That's a deep cut. So and I was at a school that I just didn't like. I liked the school, I liked my students, but it was just like in a weird spot. And so I swapped schools, but I told myself, and this was the fucked up part, is I told myself it was a Hail Mary. It was like, cool, that's the subject I want, this is the age range I want. If this doesn't work out, I'm done. And I was like, that's a really sobering thought to have while you're in the middle of a program to get that job, right? You haven't even finished that program to get the job that you have that you just vehemently hate. So I told myself, I was like, if I'm gonna give myself to the end of the school year. If I don't like this, I'm out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I probably would have taken Dave up on his offer. I was like, if it doesn't work out, I'm out. Like, don't give a shit. I'm so done. And no, like I lucked out with some students that like, for all intents and purposes, should not have opened up to me at the beginning. This dude just rolls up there at the end of September looking like he's only a couple years older than you, even though I'm a lot more older than you.
Yeah.
And says, like, I'm your teacher, just kind of running with it. And it's his first year teaching, and he's just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. And they really, they got along with me, which was nice. And some of them even joked. One girl and her boyfriend that I had in my class, they both had me, but in separate periods. And she comes up to me last week. She's like, "You want to know something, Mister?" I'm like, "What's up?" She's like, "Me and her boyfriend's name. When you came in and became our teacher, we told ourselves we're going to try our hardest to make you quit." And I was like, "And how'd that work out?" She's like, "It didn't." I'm like, "You're damn right." And she actually drew
Hell
me.
yeah.
I bought myself like a little whiteboard to like write notes on for like a to-do list for myself in the classroom. Immediately took it out. As soon as I took it out of paper, she stole it from me and wrote, like, she drew a flower and said, "From me to you. P.S. Do not erase. And I said, all right, I gotta buy a new one. So I hung it up on the wall behind me, so it's still hanging up there. But I was like, I lucked out with them, and at graduation time, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This is weird. I don't know how I feel. I don't like definitive endings. I'm not that person. I just don't. I do not. Why do they want you to quit? Because they're high schoolers and they're jackasses. It's a little bit of a challenge. They see someone here, they want to make them quit because fuck it. They probably want to sub all year so that way they don't have to do work. They're little assholes. But yeah, I hate definitive endings. It's just weird. I don't like it. Stories are not real, so cool. I don't mind a definitive story, but when it's a fucking life thing, it just gets me in weird existential weird. Let's make Gore quit YouTube.
I mean, he quit the
Like,
podcast,
comment,
so
subscribe, and
one step
copyright
there.
strike.
That's right. Really helps us out.
Yeah, it really
I
helps
do
them out.
still have the mug for that. I
still have the
keep it
shirt
here at my desk.
I saw the shirts. I saw it the other day. Dude, no, Jesus. And so I was talking to my coworker. Oh my God. Ow, fucking hell.
The power of orange stupidity.
Man, I ripped my shirt. He ripped my shirt. You motherfucker.
What a little piece of shit.
I'll figure that out. It's not that bad, but you get noticeable. So I told my coworker, I was like, no, watch, I'm gonna like fucking cry at graduation or something. He's like, no, dude, you're not gonna cry during graduation. Like you're gonna get all happy like when they're walking, sure. But he's like, what's gonna mess you up is you're gonna be out there because they do like a little like they hang out in the parking lot. Everyone hangs in the parking lot, takes pictures and everything. He's like, man, I fucking hate that. I'm gonna be looking at that the entire time too. You're gonna be in the parking lot and you're gonna see them in their cap and gown and you're gonna see them all smiling and laughing and they're gonna wave you over and say, hey, come on, take a picture of me and my family. And that's what's gonna get you. You gotta be like, oh, big tough guy, don't cry. All right, let's do this. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but also the week prior, and I don't have seniors this year, so well, I mean, in my classroom, so I can't pull them aside as much. But he had this whole thing where he would pull them aside like my group and have a good talk and cry session with them because like they were there for like 4 years together, so I didn't have that part. But it was still emotional. But my third period, they knew they were my favorites, but I never told them that. I was like, I don't play favorites. I don't like playing favorites like that. But like, we know you're favorites. I'm like, no, I don't play favorites. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, shut up. And I was like, all right, I gotta tell them by. I'm really bad at these things. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, got 10 minutes left of class. It's fine. And we have 5 minutes. It's not gonna take that long. There's 3 minutes left. All right, 2 minutes. All right, I'll say something in 2 minutes. And then I was like, yeah, I go up at the front. I'm like, all right, guys. So I just want to say thank you guys. You guys are my first high schoolers, my first senior class graduating. I was thinking about like I wasn't gonna teach it, and I got like a little bit into that, and my voice just got like too shaky, and I was like, and then it was like, and then they go, it's okay, sir, don't cry. Do you want a hug? And I'm like, no, just say it for graduation. I can't do this right now. I can't do it right now. And they're like, we understand. I'm like, thank you for understanding. Oh man, but I don't know. It's like yeah. Start with all right, people. What's up, everyone? And welcome to another graduation. Yeah, I don't know. This is that time where it's like bittersweet. You're gonna see a lot of them for the last time, and you're just gonna hope. You're gonna hope to high heaven that something works out, and everything's scary because I don't trust half of them to even be behind the wheel, let alone like take care of me when I'm old. But it's bittersweet. Like they'll come in, some of them will fucking give me a heart attack. They're like, I gotta pass this final to pass the class. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Did you not do your work? No. I'm like, go do your work. What's wrong with you? And then they came in, they're like, look, I passed the final. I look at her and I'm like, with what? And she just got quiet and her friend starts cracking up. And I'm like, with what? A 62. I'm like, holy shit.
I genuinely did not give a fuck in school. I mean, remember, I dropped out and just did night school, but and even then, I basically just did enough to get the passing grade and get the diploma. I did not give a fuck.
Yeah, but you don't give a fuck, but you know it. They don't give a fuck and they don't know it. So I'm like, dude, you had to pass this fucking final and you passed with 62. Please don't do that in college. Like, I'm not, I'm like, you are. So please don't. I told one of them, I'm like, she had the audacity to ask me, does this look good? And gave me an essay that looked like fucking trash. And I said, this looks like ass. I am actually embarrassed if you ever said I'm your English teacher. This is not what I wanted. I pulled out her essay from last year. I'm like, look at this fucking essay. The one you did last year is actually better. She's like, I know, I half-assed it. I was like, this is worse. This is actually disappointing. And I asked her the next day. I asked her the next day, I'm like, you turn in? She's like, nope. I'm like, good, because that was actually trash. And I get high fives all around though. I'm like, good job on passing. Jesus Christ. I'm so stressed out with these fucking kids. Kids stress me out. That's why I play video games. Like Elden Ring. No, I don't. Well, C's get degrees, baby. In call, I had to remind them that every single time. I'm like, all right, you passed the D. Hey, how's what's college? What's the minimum score you can get? A C. I'm like, damn straight. And if you want to go higher than that, you better get those B's. Lord help me. B minus, getting a B minus in fucking grad school is terrifying. Like, good Lord, I was panic attacking when I was getting like B minuses. Never again. So help me God. Grades in general, dude. My actual my transcript is absolutely trash, and I have no reason to not understand as to why everyone thought I was not doing shit with anything after that. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is he doing? You all right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Nothing on in. Don't mind me.
The fuck, Davids, is that Becky?
Look,
Oh.
I'm like 4 of these big ass guys in. Don't mind me.
4 big ass guys are in David right now. You heard it here
Hell
first.
yeah.
Electives kept my grades afloat. Last time I say David, yeah. So I was disappointed in their essay, yada yada. I said, here's what's gonna happen. I don't give a shit what the fuck you're doing when you're done. When you do your first college essay, you find me and you show me. Cause I'll be damned if you leave this fucking school and say I was one of your English teachers and you come out with that kind of shit. You show me your first essay. I don't give a fuck where you're at. I want to see it. Okay, mister. Cool. I will hunt you down and find your essay. I swear to God, so help me. I tell them all that. Anyone that leaves my class, I'm like, the second you leave here, you don't know me. You don't know me.
I don't take responsibility for you, much like your actual parents.
And take more responsibility than parents sometimes, dude. It's actually wild.
Fair.
David, what'd you get this week?
Yo. Hell yeah. All right. So in usual fashion, I always keep an eye out for how I can fuck people over on eBay or how I can.
That's our new fucking segment where you just fuck people over on eBay.
In another instance of someone went ahead and paid more in the shipping than I paid for the item itself. I got a copy of Time Crisis on PlayStation. Although sadly, it is a fuckered copy. The whole bottom is smashed out a bit there, and there's a bunch of weird, like, I don't know how well it'll come up on the camera, but there's a bunch of weird black gunk that I can probably take off with some Goo Gone. But the case is still in a rough shape. But still, I only paid $4 for it.
I don't know. If I was in that point, I'm not selling you my shit. Like, I don't know why people do that. I'm like, I'm not selling shit. If I had to pay more for it, then fuck it. It just stays in the corner. I don't give a shit. I'll donate it. I'll donate it before I give it to you.
Speaking of which, this usually still goes for like 40 to 50 bucks. So I find it wild that I got it for 3. And I was curious why this goes for so much, and I guess it's because there's private servers called Project 99 to keep it alive. But I figured, you know what, fuck it, I want it for $3. Why not? And that is EverQuest, the Titanium Edition. So it's EverQuest in the first like 10 expansions, all physical, complete in box. But I guess this still goes for like 40, $50 because people still are diehard playing it on private servers.
Hey, really quick, at back, he says he wants to know what kind of webcam can you use. Can you show him?
Yeah. Do I have a...
Nah, you didn't fall for it.
Well, no, I was gonna actually look.
No,
to
I
see if
was,
had a
yeah.
mirror or something.
No, he didn't. He just said, David, can you show your webcam? I'll try to make it sell it to you because classic David moment.
Hell yeah.
I got a new webcam. David, can you show us? Yeah.
Let's see. I got this on pre-order. This was something that a while back they had that $10 free credit if you had Venmo or something like that on Amazon. I don't remember what the hell stupid bullshit promotion it was, but I was like, why not? And I put it towards this Trinity Trigger Day One Edition.
I did
Can I
hear
just
about
say
that.
this is how you fucking do a Day One Edition right. So this is still only I mean it was like $50 because of the promotional credit, but I still think it released only at 60. Full CD soundtrack, full art book, and the game, all for $60. It's fucking beautiful.
I hate that box.
Collection. The box is dumb as hell. That's why I have all the individual components out of it. But that and because that's what I do anyways, because the soundtrack will go over there, the art book will go downstairs on my art book shelf, and the game will end up going somewhere back there. But yeah,
Cal says, I love the form factor of the long boxes. Probably hell to display them.
Yeah, that's why I don't ever display any of my collector's editions. The only collector's edition I have that's in full display is downstairs. I have the I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream Mac collector's edition, just because it's certainly not fucking going on any of these shelves. I don't know if you remember it, but it's like fucking massive.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have it
Just give it to me
on my glass cabinet. Hell no. I think that still goes for like $200-300 now.
Probably.
Actually, I can check right now. Let me pop on my Mac database. Let me go to my Mac games because there's only 2 of them. Yeah, $259 is what it's going for.
Hey, David.
On yo.
Who do you have on the Wings versus Boogie fight?
Wait, are they actually gonna fight?
They signed contracts. They just got their physical done the other, like I think today actually, and they got approved.
Not surprising.
Mm-hmm. I got 5 on Wings if you want to go.
I'd go Boogie. You know,
you want to put 5?
Yeah, I'll put 5 on Boogie. Why not?
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's happening.
I think it won't actually happen, but sure.
That's everybody. That's so me and Kyle have a bet against Matt R for Matt's like convinced Wings is gonna drop. He's like convinced, like, no, there's no way Wings does it, and he bet both me and Kyle $5 each that he won't do it. They'll back out. I'm like, no way. I think he's in. I think that contract, Keemstar's smart. And he would make a contract saying, if you try to fuck me over and don't do this, you are fucked. And so I think at this point they have to do it.
At Mackie, I want to see DSP versus Gore. That'd probably be the one fight Gore would win. I'd put money on that. I'd put money on Gore.
Kels is the equivalent of little person wrestling, kind of actually. Keemstar's been saying that actually, like he's like, yeah, I guess it's a circus to point and laugh at, but they've actually lost weight. Good for them. I call my best friend to ask. Ironically, fight night's on my day of graduation, which I'm having my graduation party that night with only my work coworkers.
Yep.
Which are not going to understand what I'm watching. Therefore, my best friend's also flying in from California, and I'm like, whenever this happens, it's obviously the fight's gonna be about 15 seconds, so let's hide away for about a minute whenever the fight starts, and we'll put our bets down. He's like, all right, cool. So I'm excited. That's gonna be fight night. We're doing a viewing party for all 13 seconds.
You know what I'd fucking pay for? It's just
Hmm.
dad versus the entirety of the fucking shit tuber. Just let him go through one right after the other. Just have dad fight all of them back to back to back.
You seen that drama with him? You see a drama
No.
with dad? Um,
Who's dragging dad? Who is dragging dad into drama?
no, and I felt this way too. So H3, that's one of who AB I guess was part of at some point, and then I don't know. I think it's something I didn't look in the history of it. I watched their viewing of that dad fight, and they were like really being, they're pro AB, which I get because I was their guy, but they were like really uh hammering it against dad. But there was like some like I want to hope it's miscommunication, but also I feel like Ethan's also just really bad at vocalizing or handling social things because he's like he's trying to make jokes, but he's just coming off mean. And then I don't know if you knew, but Nathan Barnett's girlfriend died last year.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that tattoo he has on here, actually, if you look at some of like the preview stuff, he didn't have that. He got that for her.
Oh shit!
And I guess that was a clip that came out where him and Anthony Fantano were talking about him, and they were talking about, and this was prior to when they arranged the fight, but they were like, yeah, I don't want to get in a ring with him. He's got like dead girlfriend energy, you know, like he's gonna have that like rage inside of him with that. And I'm like, and Nathan, no, he came on like the dad channel, just Nathan, and he just said he kind of apologized because he got drunk and kind of talked shit, saying like they're just being mean. Like, why are they being mean? They get to talk shit about AB's training or whatever, which he regretted immediately and called and like apologized profusely over it. Um, but he came in and talked about that. He's like, yeah, so my girlfriend died last year, and it just feels weird that would make that like a joke and say that, and he like almost started crying at some point in the video. I'm like, oof, this is a lot. And he's just like, because like, and let's see. So Kel says, Nathan, I feel like tries to decide when or what is a bit and gets upset when Ethan ran with the bit. It just comes off a little bit. It comes off a little bit too mean. Here's the thing. I think the bit should have ended literally after the fight. Nathan like says like, AB, I love you. H3, I love them. Like it's all part of the act. But they kept going and kept going, and I'm like, it's over. Like the show itself is over. We can be done with the whole like beef thing. It's not. It's like it's past. Can we get with and I agree. Was there like a miscommunication with the bit? Yeah, but I think it's just getting too much. Go ahead, Gore. Or Gore. He's dead. Rest in peace.
God damn. No, the other thing I was gonna say too is it's really easy to say that, oh man, it feels like they're picking and choosing when something is a bit and when it's not. But we're talking about someone that is going through some shit, and we're also talking about someone that, even beyond that, I mean, dad has had a lot of, unfortunate shit happen throughout his professional career. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, if fucking Ethan went through the same shit, let's say it was flipped and his wife passed, I obviously don't wish for anything like that or anything like that, but if Ethan's wife passed and then he was going through a similar thing where there was also a lot of other work shit that fell through, and then you have someone that's kind of ragging on you and you're like, yeah, this was meant to be part of a bit we're doing, but then all of a sudden that just mental switch kind of kicks in of like, I don't think I can handle that today. This is not a day where I can handle that. Like that's grief and pain, and there are just some days where that's not something you can handle.
Cal is a fair point. In my opinion, it's kind of an issue with the bit in general. Nathan is like canon to the dad lore. I legit thought the dead girlfriend was part of it until recently, or maybe I'm an idiot. No, I think Nathan, he's really good at what he does, but he's done the characters so well for so long that it can kind of start to blend in with one another. But he does he knows his lines, I should say, so he doesn't really cross them too hardcore. Like he'll say, "This is this character, this is this character, this is this character." And when it came to that, yeah, it was it was. I mean, I don't blame him for. I don't blame him for like not wanting to talk about that really, but yeah, he was open about that to a point. Um, and yeah, like I said, he's great. I have no clue what or who he is, which is fair, right? That's kind of the cool thing about him, though. He's kind of like an enigma. He's like kind of like 17 different people in one, but they're all kind of like 17 different people, right? Like Keith Apicary is not dad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because that's the thing, is it does go into this weird like symbiosis of like, not symbiosis, that's not the correct term, but like very meta level narrative where Nathan plays like 8 different characters, and sometimes there's an intersection, sometimes there's not.
And he says, but like he said, Nathan is a character in Dad,
fair,
right?
So I can kind of get it, but it's, I feel like that's the harsh part, is it's hard to know when an audible is being called per se and being like, hey, this is real shit, without outright being like, hey, I'm breaking character entirely, let me express some shit to you, now back to a regularly scheduled program.
Kel said, Nathan is a dude who runs with bits. That's kind of my issue, is again, like, I don't know, I feel like naturally I think the bit, we watched it. Sorry, so if you're listening to this and you're wondering where 203 went, 203 is up on the channel under videos because I re-edited it without the dad fight. The bit I think ends when he gives the other side like the honest word, right? So when he goes, AB, I love you, HJ, it's all just kind of, it's all love. At that point, you're like, bits down.
Yeah.
And I can see where people think it's still up because then he starts calling out the WWE, right? But it's like, that's different. He gave you guys love. That's that. But I don't know. I understand
also,
what
to say that Ethan is the dude who runs with bits, I feel like that should be, if anything, an example of his character. Then, if this motherfucker is always running off with bits, like I have no love or interest in Ethan. I'll admit I'm perhaps a biased party here in that I have been a fan of Dad's work for many a year. But I think, considering the reputation that Ethan has built up over the years, it's fair to say the dude doesn't know when to fucking stop.
Yeah. It does come off mean. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have the voice for it in my mind, but like I was watching that fight and the way he talked, I'm like, it just comes off a little bit more mean spirited. And I hope that's not the intent. Because Nathan is you could tell he's very sensitive, but like very sweet dude. And he is always the best comments about him, like just going off around everywhere. He's still.
I mean, he'll still hopefully DJ our wedding.
I know, that's what he cleaned off his Twitter and deleted everything, so technically that tweet's not up anymore. But I'll just tip him and say, hey, remember when you said you DJ my wedding like 5 years ago? Can we still do that? 1000% he doesn't know when to stop. Yeah, and that's kind of my thing is and there's just some people in life, they just don't know when the end is there, right? And it could be a lot, especially when you have the reach like Ethan versus Dad has, and when I guess he was saying like more stuff like he looks like a pedophile and he looks like this, and I'm like, what? Or like molester or something. I'm like, that's just coming off a little more mean spirited, and then like at least if you're gonna say something that extreme, I'm kidding, right? Like, because you have an audience that will like parrot that. And that's the issue, is because Dad isn't that big. He's been doing this for a long time, and I would say he doesn't have the he doesn't
have the following that his longevity would make you believe.
No, and that he deserves. I think like he puts some fucking work in.
The man has many a craft under his belt,
and abs.
How versatile he is. Hell yeah. And cardio. God damn.
Yeah. So like. He's a lot smaller than that, but like you gotta just be careful when you're being that overly mean and not putting a disclaimer on that. Like, by the way, it's a joke, and that's just kind of it's like that. It's like almost like even a Keemstar thing, like right, like you gotta watch what you're saying. If whatever you're saying out there, it's gonna be parroted because you have that kind of audience fan base that will parrot you.
Speaking of things that perhaps went too far in terms of when it finally was released, I also got Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
Hell yeah. Oh, real quick, I got it. Okay, I feel like he walks back to the string stuff. I hope so. I don't know him that well. I'm not really interested in watching, but I hope he really continuously kind of echoes this out so that quells. Straight 50. I thought about that actually because
Samuel Tiki versus Alfredo.
Samuel actually
Oh, fuck.
Samuel in our messenger chat, he saw that and he's like, fuck it, put me in. Fuck these guys. I'll fucking kick their ass. I'm in the same fucking weight range too. And then I don't know, that's all I thought. I was like, man, if Samuel was still relevant, like actively doing stuff, he would 100% been this, I think.
100%, especially because Sam is also the personality type for it.
Oh, HHA has a kill button on the delay after the NRA incident. Oops. I wonder. Do you think he would have been lolcow?
100%. Sam, if he had kept on the way he was, I mean, I think he even still. I think he actually has a lolcow page. Honestly, I think I remember Sam having a lolcow page.
Let's see.
Now, as we both are like, oh, does our friend have a lolcow page?
Nope. No, he had an Encyclopedia Dramatica.
He's got a mention on Kiwi Farms, though.
Did he? Where's that? Link me to that.
Let me pull it up here. At least this came up.
Oh, obscure laughing stocks, maybe.
What are some nice online communities out there? Then on to 4chan, particularly V, because some
Blackbuster
kid named
credit?
Samuel T. Geek mentioned it in a video.
Oh, never mind.
Let me put it here. Yeah, he doesn't have like a thread on Kiwi Farms, but he was mentioned in Kiwi Farms.
I see Blackbuster critics.
Weirdly enough, only as far back as 2019. So someone in 2019 still remembers fucking
Samuel T. Geek. We can watch him if we try. Samuel T. Geek makes ugly girlfriends cry. Oh man. Oh farms. I also like how Wings and Boogie are just living their best life right now and popping off, and meanwhile DSP has 2 copyright strikes on his channel, on the verge of getting a 3rd one because he just got hit hard, and he's freaking out.
Tax evasion.
Yeah, he's freaking out bad, so he might end up going to Rumble.
You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Tell you what, chat. Would you guys pay to see me versus Samuel T. Geek? Fuck it. Why not?
You know what? Hold on. Let me ask.
Sam to fight.
I'm just curious. I want to now ask Samuel if he would do this.
If he would fight me for charity.
He probably just want to do it for his own money.
Fuck it, just have our own underground fucking boxing match for our own fucking bets. Why not?
Hello?
Hey, Samuel.
What's up?
You got a minute?
Sure. What's going on?
You're on the Luries podcast with me and David. How are you doing?
Hell yeah.
Good. I'm heading to Walmart to make some keys.
That's good to hear. Hey, I have a hypothetical situation for you.
Okay.
Would you? Well, are you being serious? If you were offered the opportunity, would you go in the boxing ring against either Boogie or Wings?
Yeah, why not?
Now, how do you think you would do? Realistically, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'd kick their ass, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's fair. Now, David wanted me to ask you.
Do you really think either of those dudes have ever been in a fight in their whole life, man?
That's true. I don't know, man. I mean, they could be hungry for the dollar, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've never been in a fight, like, I don't care who you are, like, if you've never been hit before, it's going to hit you in a way that I've seen people who've never been hit, they get hit once, and they're down, man. They're down. Because if you never had that, if you've never felt that before, if you've never had your face like punched into the wall, like
You've never had to
you don't
hide
know,
the
man.
guns when the
You
police
just
arrive.
don't know.
That's fair. David wanted me to ask you if there's this world where we were able to get like an actual fundraiser for charity and it was like a legitimate one, like obviously, do you feel like you would fight David in the ring for that?
Well, David's probably a lot more athletic. He's also big. I don't know. I think I'd be at a disadvantage there for sure. Because, like, I have a feeling that David's been hit before. He's kind of like rednecky in a lot of
But
ways.
fair.
So, like, I don't know. Probably not. I think David would do some pretty good damage. I don't know if I would win or he would win, but he'd do a pretty good number on me. I'm sure I'd be out for like a month probably.
That's some
I'll
respect.
be all messed up.
The chat's now
All right.
asking. The chat's now asking. What about Gore?
Gore?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mess up Gore, man. Come on. Come on, man.
All right.
Gore's never been in a fight.
So officially,
Fair
what we're
enough.
saying here is I am the most dangerous member of the Blue.
I think
Ruby
I don't
Board.
know. The only problem I have though is my eyes, man. That would be the biggest drawback. Is that now that my eyes are all screwed up and I have to wear these dumb contacts, like I can either fight with the contacts and risk really bad damage, or be basically blind.
Yeah, but they're both big
So-
targets, Samuel.
Yeah, that's true. They're probably and they can't move pretty. But I don't know about
David.
David, man. I don't know about him. I don't know. He just seems like a really, really big guy.
Hey, David, how tall are you?
He's like 6'4", isn't he?
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Something
And
like that.
what's your weight?
And he's like 380 or something.
He's 350.
Yeah, so pretty big, man. Pretty big guy.
And then Gore's losing weight too, so you might outclass him.
Oh, I mean, I probably do. I probably weigh more than Gore. But he's like a skinny, like, he's not. It's not like he's putting on muscle. It's not like he's working out.
That's true.
It's just he's just like losing weight, so it's just all saggy.
True, he's not pumping iron like I do.
Yeah, David does
not
pump
pumping his
iron, so
irons.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, David would probably beat me, man. I think I'm way out of shape. But I know how to fight, though. That's the only thing I have on him. But it's a boxing match, too, so
Hmm.
I don't know. The problem with the boxing match is that usually the winner is someone who has the longest endurance. So that's where, if Gore could take a hit, he probably has me. And that's why I think David would beat me, is because he looks like he could take a hit.
Also
And
true.
basically the only way I win is if I can just overwhelming force them. Because obviously I think my endurance is really down, so I wouldn't be able to make like 12 rounds. Just based off, where I'm at.
That's fair.
But then that's the thing about boxing. It's not really about it's it's about endurance more than hits. Like, I mean, look Pacquiao was way stronger and way better than Mayweather, right? But
Mhm.
Mayweather won because he could take the hits. He just basically dodged and weaved and took the hits the whole match, and he got some good ones and tired out Pacquiao. That's how he won that match, and that's why it wasn't a very entertaining match. But that's Mayweather's secret, man. It's not that he is a good fighter; it's that he could take hits and he knew how to just outlast his opponents, and that's like the cheat code to boxing.
So, Samuel, someone in the chat's asking, what about MMA?
How about MMA? I mean, I think MMA I would do really good against Gore, but David would probably destroy me, man. Because then you can use my own weight against me and kick my legs and all this other crap. So, but Yeah, I think David would probably kick my ass in MMA, bro.
And then someone else said, "Would you beat me?"
Adrian?
Yeah.
Adrian.
I don't know. I don't know.
If it's endurance, I got you. Like you're done.
I mean, the thing about Adrian is that he would have to basically dodge the entire time. Because just my pure weight, man. Like MMA, especially MMA, I just have to land on top of his ass. I just have to land on top of him and basically suffocate him until he taps out.
Yeah, but I'm nimble,
it's just
dude.
Not fair.
I'm nimble.
Yeah, but you also have to hit me. Like
I just tire you out, dude. Talk about laps. I
Go for
run
the
literal
Ali strategy.
I will literally just
Yeah.
run laps.
But you have to like take me down. Like the problem is that you have to get near me. There's a reason why big dudes don't fight little dudes, man. Like I don't even have to hit you. I just have to lay on top of you.
Okay, so boxing, I win.
Yeah, boxing you definitely win because you could just basically dodge and evade the whole time. You don't even have to fight me. But MMA, I don't know, man. I mean,
It's just if my only shot's the legs.
Unless you're a lot stronger than you seem, like I don't know.
I think it's all legs. If I don't get the legs down, then I'm done.
I got pee again.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing about being a big fat dude, man. My legs are strong. Like they have to hold up fucking hundreds of pounds a day. It's like the strongest part about the body.
That's true. David just unfortunately got up to his restroom and his ass crack was hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, he always like wears sweats and stuff. He doesn't have very well-fitting clothes. He's like Michael Jordan, man. I don't know why, but Michael Jordan can't dress himself. He dresses like a teenager or something. I don't know what's wrong with him. I mean, he has a Hanes sponsorship. You think they would like make sure he dresses good?
How's our boy Danny been? Have you heard from that guy recently?
Oh man, I have a story.
All right, as long as you're willing to share on the podcast.
I don't care. He got me. He's made me mad. So I went to San Diego to visit a friend, and I ended up hanging out with an old friend from the Game Fanatics.
Right.
And Danny, because she's just a good-looking girl,
Uh-huh.
and we're friends. I mean, we're not, but we took a picture or whatever. I posted it on Facebook. Danny immediately adds her and starts.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yes, he did, man.
Damn it.
And then she texts me and she's like, "Who is this Danny guy? And why is he hitting me up?" And I had to explain everything and how embarrassing it was. And then Danny. Then I text Danny. I said, "Dude, please don't creep out my female friends." And then he just went ballistic.
What do you say? What
the hell did she say to you? I can't believe it. I'm just trying to make some friends. I'm lonely. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I wasn't saying nothing. And literally a 15-paragraph essay about how he's innocent and all this. And that I'm a bad friend and that he knew I was a crappy friend since elementary school and all this other crap. And I was like, bro, all I'm asking you is don't creep on girls that I post pictures of on Facebook. You don't know her. You're never going to meet her. She lives in California. You haven't left your parents' house, forever.
Are you still living with them?
Don't be a creep. Well, they died, so that's the saddest part. So no, he's not living with them, but he's living on their property. So
I'm surprised he doesn't have a registry on the list.
A registry on the list. Well, I know that there's been some things that have happened that he's in legal trouble. So I don't know.
Did he graduate yet?
No, man. He dropped out a long time ago.
I know he dropped out.
Yeah, he dropped that a long time.
Let me. So while I still have Samuel. Let me give a really quick lore for David because he just came back. David, your ass crack was hanging out. You need to fix your pants. There's this kid. I was gonna say Danny. I'm not gonna say anything else. His name's Danny. That's all we're gonna say. He was I should say a person in Samuel's life. I'm not gonna say anything else than that, I guess, because it's not really. He is very weird with women.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah.
That's
Very
uncomfortable, all right.
very creepy with women. He would like what was his Facebook page called way back in the day?
Oh, it was like Big Beautiful Mamas New Mexico or whatever.
And then he would call himself like Big Dan or something.
Yeah, Big Dan's Big Beautiful Women or something like that.
And he would just creep on women. And I have screenshots from like way back then where if one girl's like kind of said yes to him, he would talk about them 24/7 for the next 3 days. Then they'd break up with him, and he would be heartbroken for the next 4 years.
Oh man, he got catfish so bad. This one time, this girl, basically catfished him into meeting him at the school that we went to, and stole his iPhone and like dragged him with her car for like 20 feet.
Oh, I think I remember that story. Yeah.
Oh man.
But the reason I say the graduate part was because he was taking one class a semester in college.
He was taking one click because that's all he could afford.
Yeah, so.
Oh shit, there's a fight going on in the Walmart parking lot.
Hell yeah, record.
No, it's not World Star.
Oh. All right. Hey, last thing I'm going to ask you before I let you go. Someone in the chat, Kells asks, Samuel, would you fight Danny?
I mean, it wouldn't be a fair fight. First off, he has a pacemaker. And he's like a tiny, he's like 5'2".
Well, would you beat him in boxing then?
Probably. I mean, he has a pacemaker.
All you need to say then.
I don't think I need to say any more than that.
This is true. All right. Samuel, thank you for letting us know. And David's very flattered you would consider him the strongest member of the Blueberry Talkcast.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Love you and miss you, Sam.
All right, that was a productive little guest spot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, your asshole's hanging out, dude. They could see inside all the way to Timbuktu.
Hell yeah. That's the OnlyFans for you.
Yeah, that was free. There you go. Call Gore and ask who would win.
We could.
I don't think I actually have Gore's like legit phone number.
No, I have his address. I don't have his phone number.
Do you remember? No, you weren't on here back then. There were these prank call apps you can do that would call and they would do prank calls, like they would program it so like they would answer stuff, like they'd make very oh my god, dude, Jesus, holy shit. I'll just speak loudly. They would make very like basic templates of these, but like you would answer like hello, hi, who's this? Oh, this is, and they would like answer like that, right? Like kind of like follow, like, you know, like the scam bots, like they always kind of like just follow a basic path, and usually people follow it. I would use this app, and I have so many good calls that I would just send to people like at just random hours in the morning. I wonder if they're still here. I hope they are. I don't think they are though. Oh, whoops. Let's see, log in. There's no way I'm on here. Dave, what else did you get?
The last thing I got, aside from Humble Bundle stuff, which I'm not gonna rattle off because Humble Bundle stuff. This is a Japanese exclusive collector's edition, but it's
Bless you.
bundled weirdly. I weirdly can't find a lot of information about this, which is what is kind of also weird for me. So it's for Philosoma. which is a shmup series. Well, actually, I say shmup series, but only the first game is a shmup. The sequel is a survival horror game, which is kind of weird. But I have a sealed copy of Phil Soma for Japanese and for the collector's edition art book on CD. But weirdly, I can't find a lot of information about the CD art book online. So I think it might be kind of a rare thing that I oddly stumbled into. Paid $20 for it, it goes for 50. So I mean, it was a little bit of a save, but not like a massive save. I mean, $30 I guess is all right, but I don't. I can't find much information about the art book online, so I'm trying to see if I can find other collectors in the PS1 community that have more information. And if not, I think I might crack the seal on that just so I can get that online for others. Because I can't find dick all for information on it. So if it's one of those random things where it ends up being like fucking Megami Tensei on the what the fuck did I get it on? The PC 98 there. No, the MSX. Goddamn. Where I'm like one of only 4 people that apparently has that fucking game. I'd rather that information go online somewhere.
Hell yeah. Let me see real quick.
Calling from the public library. How are you today?
Good.
So this is just a courtesy call to let you know that the books you currently have checked out are due next Friday, okay?
I think you might have the wrong number.
And let me just make sure I've got the right account open here. Yeah, so you have 3 books currently checked out. Let me just pull up the titles for you. Oh, are you still with me?
Yeah.
So we have The Joy of Farting, The Love of Flatulence, and The Big Book of Lesbian Horse Stories checked out under your name. Does that ring a bell? Oh, listen,
no,
I am not here to
really.
judge you for what you read. We just really need you to bring back those books or we'll have to put a freeze on your account, okay?
Yeah, well, I think you might have the wrong person.
Okay, have it your way. We're just going to revoke your borrowing privileges for now. And just so you know, The Joy of Farting Volume 2 just came in, but you won't be able to get your hands on it because you haven't brought our books back yet. All right? Toodles.
Okay.
Apparently, you could just do that with any number and just follow through with the whole script, which is hilarious. So, yeah, Comey was like filling it at 1 o'clock in the morning when the librarian called him.
Huh. Yeah, definitely wasn't around for that.
Yeah, those were fun. Nice. And that was all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Nice. Let's see. I bought another Playdate game. It was some
Hell yeah.
word game. I forget what it was called. And then I bought. I'm not gonna pull it out because I'm way too lazy and I have the cat on me. I bought Detective Pikachu on 3DS because the only 2 I'm aware of, and potentially the only 2 games that can't be emulated are Super Mario Maker on 3DS and Detective Pikachu on 3DS because they run on their part of it runs on the 3DS OS or something like that. It's really weird, and I forget what, but they require the 3DS for boot up. Like some part of it like accesses the cart and does like this thing with OS something like that. So they can't be emulated. Yeah, so I ended up just buying that. I don't need Super Mario Maker on 3DS, but Detective Pikachu, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So that was weird to learn, but I grabbed that. PSA, the Yakuza collection, literally 0, Kwame, Kwame 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are $35 on Steam right now.
Hell yeah. Good
Please.
fucking deal.
That's a ridiculous deal. $5 a game.
And literally each game is hundreds of hours of content.
Might
Fucking
arguably be like
go
some of
for
the
it.
most bang for your buck. On Steam right now.
Yup.
Uh,
Even Zero alone worth that fucking price, let alone fucking the entire fucking collection like that. Well, not entire, but a massive portion of the collection like that.
Kelsa nabbing that. Good looking out. Yeah, I don't have 3, 4, 5, or 6, so I might end up just grabbing that. It does that remainder thing, which is cool. I love that about Steam. It'll like give you a discount on the bundle if
Yeah.
you have that. So it's like $20 left for the rest of them. I'm like, yeah, why not? And then I forgot to grab it, but I got Dead Space. So excited to play
The
that.
remake.
Yeah. I wanted to play more Resident Evil 4. There's this weird glitch that happens where I forget if I mentioned this, but the water is just see-through. And it's really triggering me. There's puddles in that game, and like the textures just go through the floor. And I don't know how to fix it. It started happening like right towards the end of the game, like probably like the last like hour it started happening. So like it was unfortunate because I was on the island and finishing up that game, and like a lot of the puddles just really fucked with the way the world looked, which sucked. I don't know how to fix it. I deleted the game, reinstalled it. I tried starting a new game and it just stays like that. So I'm like, weird. So that kind of turned me off from playing again. So I might just delete save and just go back and do another one because why not? 'Cause I really want to go through with the rocket launcher still, but I'm in a survival horror mood now, and Dead Space feels like it hit the spot pretty good. Also, I'm loving the remake love that we're getting this year with RE4, Dead Space, and Metroid Prime. Like juicy remakes, love it. David, what have you been playing?
Hell yeah. I actually started up a different game because it's one of those things. I've been starting up a lot of games, but I know I've been starting up a fuck ton of like long ass games. So I kind of want to start up some smaller games and actually try to just go through and finish them to hopefully get myself back into the mental state of actually finishing shit. So I'm actually halfway through D-Lit and Wonder Labyrinth. Really fun Metroidvania. I've been a fan of Record of Lotus War for a long ass time.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. Right now, you can get 128 Pop Tarts for $17.
God damn, a lot of fucking Pop Tarts.
Sorry, I think $20. Same deal. It's fine. Sorry, I just had to.
Yeah.
I had a PSA as some Pop Tarts.
No, that's a fucking Pop Tarts. God damn. But no, I've been a fan of Record of the Lotus. I keep fucking up on that. It's Record of Lotus War. For a long ass time, I think it's been an anime that has always had a very unique and distinct visual style to it. And is based off of a franchise that we'll be talking about a little bit later. Because it came about from a lot of campaign sessions, and it's such a good series. And then going and actually playing, there's been like a couple like Diablo like style games for it, but actually going and playing through the Metroidvania that released last year, it's a solid fucking Metroidvania. It kind of like, it's only a 7-hour long game, which is actually pretty short for a Metroidvania, I feel. Because man, it's been a hot minute since we went through Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, but I think that was like what, maybe 30 hours to 100% for me to go through and get the platinum on that. I don't. It's been a while, but I think it's like 30
been a
hours
while.
to platinum that. It's been a while, but I think it was like 30 hours to platinum that. But it's even just to go through the game once was still a good like 20 hours. And even Symphony of the Night, I still think the last time I played through that was like a good 20 to 30 hours to get through that. So to have a full Metroidvania experience that's only a few hours has been really solid. I'm like I said, I'm halfway through it. Really fucking enjoying my time with it. I like the way the magic system in it works, and I like that there's always a consistent progression of weapons because there's always so much random things that you can find off enemies, and there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with the environment. So I'm really digging it. Really solid fucking Metroidvania. Even if you're not a fan of Record of Lotus War, I think if you're someone that just likes Metroidvanias, can be a really good and simple game to pick up pretty quick.
Nice. Yeah, I played Hollow Knight yet.
I started because the fiance was interested in it, so I helped her with a couple areas, and it's a gorgeous game. I was struggling to get into it personally.
Because I've been wanting to play that soon. Kel said, I worked at a truck stop through college. We had a trucker drop a pallet of Pop-Tarts off. I had over 100 generic boxes of generic Pop-Tarts. I was in a house with a bunch of dudes living there. We ate like kings.
Hell yeah.
There was a time where I remember I forget how old I was. I was probably like 9 or 10. My mom was bringing me back from school, and a semi in front of us, and we lived in California. It was a lot more rural road. No one was around us. We were following a semi drive down like a one-way each way road. I guess a semi. It was near a Lay's factory, I think. I don't know if we saw the semi or not, but a box of Lay's, like a box of Lay's chips, a pallet box just fell off the truck and just on the side of the road. And so my mom pulled over, and we just like picked everything up and put it in the car and took it. And our pantry was just filled with fucking all these bags of chips for a long time. Felt good. You're right, David.
Hell yeah.
I'll keep it easy. Did you play anything else?
No, that's all I played.
I'll keep it easy. Didn't really play too much.
Good shit.
Oh no, I lied, and you'll appreciate this lie. I booted up a certain game, David, that you're gonna be very, 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 very excited to hear I started up. Whether or not I stay with it, I'm gonna beat this sometime. I really want to stay with it, but might not be the right time. But I just had this really massive just desire to play this game for some reason. Some heavenly voice from the divine above called to me and said, "Get your Vita, charge your Vita, play this game." So I booted it up, and I got probably like 30 minutes in. What do you think I played?
Earth Defense Force 2.
No, you'll be happier about this.
The Vita? Danganronpa?
Mm-mm.
Oh, what the fuck did you play?
It has something to do with the Joker game.
What the fuck are you talking about, you clown? Oh, you're talking about Persona 4 Golden?
Not Persona 4. Maybe a certain game in a duology.
Persona 4 Dancing.
No, I'm playing Innocent Sin, dude.
You're playing what?
Innocent Sin.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? Wait.
I know it's on PSP, but I'm playing it on Vita. Like,
that's why I had to stop and think for a second to make sure you weren't playing the second game first.
No.
But yes, okay, that makes perfect sense.
No, I looked it up. Yeah, I don't know why. I was like, I really want to start Persona 2 for some reason. I don't know why.
Hell yeah.
And so I started Persona 2, and I'm like, we'll see. I know this is gonna be a long fucking game, and we'll see. But I don't know why. I was just like, had this massive, literally dug out my Vita charger just to charge up my dead ass Vita, just to make sure I had this game, which I didn't download for some reason. I guess I was in the middle of downloading other games. It just got mixed up. So downloaded it through the slow ass PS servers on Vita and just booted that thing up, played about half an hour. And I was tired, so I had to go to bed. But
Oh shit! I suppose there is actually a Joker in Persona 2, so that also works.
yeah, they call it the Joker game. So I don't know. I thought you would get that. I'm not sure if that was a thing or not.
It took me a second to reassociate things in my brain. But no, I really love the Persona 2 duology. Persona 2 definitely plays very differently from a lot of shit you would expect from Mega 10 in general, even let alone from like going from Persona 5 to it. But mechanically, I feel like it is an interesting game, and I feel like if you play the duology as a duology, the overarching narrative is just absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, see, I know we've talked about this. I'm in the mood for something interesting. Whether or not I love it, I don't know. I want something interesting.
Definitely really make sure to, I mean, the game's kind of based around it, but really utilize the rumor system a lot once it gets fully introduced proper, because it's just such a really cool system for it.
Yeah, I almost started at Persona 1. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit through Persona 1.
I will say Persona 1 does lead into the 2 duology.
Motherfucker.
There are some recurring characters.
Should I go through and play Persona 1? And what's the best way to play it?
Technically, the best way to play it would be play Persona 1 and then the 2 duology, because then when the recurring characters from 1 show up, you have the context for them. But I don't think it hurts necessarily to play the 2 duology.
I'm only
and
half
then
an
go
hour
back
in,
and
so
play
I'm
one.
okay with backing up if I need to. That's fine.
I think for you, because knowing how you are about going back to older games, and whenever other games introduce different innovations, I think for you it makes the most sense probably to go back and play 1.
And is that pretty much what's the best place to play that?
Play the PSP version. Don't play the PS1 version of it.
There's a PSP version of it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because what happened was, so it came out in Japan. Then when we got it in America, they heavily fucked with it. I'd almost recommend playing the original PS1 version because of what a hilarious time capsule it is.
What's
But
different?
they tried to heavily Americanize the fuck out of the game, and they also made it like 3 times more difficult unnecessarily. So they changed the races of a lot of the characters. They added some questionable dialogue. They also took out half the quests and subquests in the game, because they didn't have time to do the translation that they were doing. And it was released as Revelations Persona.
Oh,
and
that's
it
the
was
one on
a-
the PS1 Classic.
Yeah. So I'd almost recommend it for the hilariousness of it, but
I mean, maybe I'll come
genuinely-
back after I'm done with everything just to look at it.
Yeah, but genuinely, I think if you were to actually play Persona 1, the PSP remake is the way to go. The soundtrack is terrible compared to the PS1 version, but I think in terms of a quality of life standpoint, as well as the fact that you have all the extra content that was missing from the original PS1 version when it got brought over to America, it's the better one to play.
Okay. Because I'm leaning between just doing all. I'm gonna do something this summer, and I'm thinking I want to go through Nier. I've started Nier like 3 times already. Progressively, I got farther and farther in. I tried to boot up Nier the other day, and I think I did that thing where I'm too far in. Not I'm too far in. I'm at a point where I don't know what the fuck I was doing. So I might start it over one last time and just fucking stick with it. And it feels like it'd be nice. Last summer was my Drakengard 3 journey. Maybe this summer's my Nier and Replicant journey, and maybe I go through if you didn't notice, or maybe if you were making an assumption about what I was saying just now, I really just want to play Automata and Persona 5 again. I just really want to play those again right now. Nier, because it's been a minute, and I just always want to play Persona 5 for the rest of my life. Such a good game.
Yeah.
I
If
feel like
you do genuinely end up going through the Persona series, let me know and we can do a pseudo games gone by. Because I have to get footage for those games anyways. And I can start them up along with you, and we can kind of play through them together a bit.
maybe after graduation, let's do a game plan of what games we want to tackle when we do games gone by, and we'll figure out kind of a working plan to see what we want to do. Maybe we rotate someone in that likes the game that we're going to talk about. Maybe someone has a list on the game, and we'll get them in on a podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll figure some plan out, but I definitely want to go through there. Kelsey, I'm still working through Persona 5 Royal. Dude, it's so weird. I don't like playing long games, but literally the second I'm done with Persona 5, I just want to start it up again. I just want to play again.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
I mean, I have 100. Basically, I technically am missing 2 trophies on the Xbox version, but I mean, as someone that has 100%ed the Persona 5 story 3 times now, I fucking love the characters. I love the story, the setting, the improvements. Like, as much as a lot of people swear by 3 and 4 for modern Persona, there's just so many things added in 5 that just give it so much more personality and such a stronger feeling of emotion throughout the game. And
Royal
goddamn,
is so good.
it's so good.
Royal is such a like perfect capstone for everything. It was like, you love these characters. Here's a really deep and sometimes dark view of these characters, and that should make you care about them. And then, dude, I swear it's so cheesy, but like that final, I'm not gonna say actually. Never mind, because I remember Kelsey going through
and
it.
especially where going from, and we talked about this before, it's almost worth trying to go through Persona 5 base and then Royal, because I feel like, and I think you agreed with me here, you appreciate Royal's journey that much more going through base 5.
When I got through Persona 5,
Especially-
loved it. I was like, great game.
Yep.
Would love to play that again right now, but I'm good. And that was it. That was a great game. Great time. I know that Morgana Cat. That's cool. Then I was like, yeah, I want to play it right now again, but I'll wait for Royal. Royal just cranked that shit up. Probably top 3 game of all time right now. It doesn't. The ending is so fucking perfect in everything it needed to do. Like, I don't want to say anything more. I don't want to spoil anything. Royal changed that much. It didn't change that much. It added.
Well, it added. There are some things that are changed because of. Fuck.
There's some
one
there's some
character in particular.
There's a ripple effect that does affect one character and then kind of carries on, but like it added. It added. Like, there are things in Persona 5 base where I'm like, that was good. I think there's one character in base 5 that I just didn't give a shit about. I'm like, all right, that was a character. Okay. Royal, fucking love him. I'm like, that's exactly what that character needed. It's like they really reevaluated what did we do? What could we have done better? And let's just amp it up and really do it. And it's cool because it feels personal. It really feels personal. Like, Royal adds a deep personal feeling. And if you love the characters, because everyone loves the cast of Persona 5, it really adds that layer of just personalness. Like, that you get really deep and personal with each character. And then the ending is just so fucking amazing. The ending is so fucking incredible. So fucking amazing. Now, granted, the one I guess
whole final, again, without saying anything spoilery, but that whole final confrontation that's basically a cutscene you control. Oh my god, the fucking emotional weight.
And the music comes in, dude.
Oh.
And it's cool because the music, you play through Persona 5 base, and you're like, they changed the battle music. It's somehow perfectly just as amazing. Like, I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know how I feel. Like, I really want that. I really want what's the fucking what is it? Last Surprise? Yeah. You want that. And you're like, I want Last Surprise. But like weirdly enough, like that comes on and I'm like, Takeover's great. What the fuck? How is this song like even better? I'm thinking like right now. Like I love, but then again, I had all the time in the world with the first with bass, so I enjoyed the first one, but like it was fresh and it felt good. And dude, just everything's so good. And I say this as a non-SMT fan. David, how much did you like that Prison Labor song?
Fuck it, the whole soundtrack fucking slaps.
You know what?
Some of the best music in all of them.
The song that plays, this song, can you hear that? It's the guitar song that plays during the challenges, which is the DLC, which I thought was a banger, and everyone's like, "Yo, that's like an SMT track," and I'm like, "Yo, that shit hits then." And then like it's so cheesy, but like the songs they add in there are pretty much the song I Believe is like a it's almost like a sequel to Life Will Change, which is hilarious too, because they're just referencing stuff that they said in Life Will Change, but added. I'm like, everything about this is like, what would you do? Let's keep going. And I'm like, dude, it's so good. That ending cutscene, it's so fucking good. It's like everything that you wanted with that, and then like the gut punch that it had with some things that it mentioned, and you're like,
I just still wish it didn't.
I know. I was saying.
I'm not gonna say it. All I'm gonna say is I still just I feel like it would still have, for the kind of stories I like, I wish it didn't have that end credit scene.
Sure, I'm gonna assume I would take it as more like Easter egg, little nudge, you know, like whatever. Let me go through some of the comments. He said, loving Persona 5, not my usual jam. So I said 10 out of 10 would watch you play. Becky said, I never play any Persona. Where should I start? Start wherever you want. I think.
Yeah, it really depends on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do your thing real quick.
I was gonna say, as a lifelong SMT person, it really depends on the type of narrative you're looking for and the type of RPG you're looking for. The original trinity of Persona games are a little bit more experimental and have grid-based combat to them, as well as the entire way they function as an RPG is a little bit different. As in Persona 3 onwards, the more modern ones are half RPGs / half life sims. So it really kind of comes down to what kind of style of gameplay. If you're looking for what I would say is definitively just as a standalone experience, the best of the Persona, I'm going to say Royal, 100%. The soundtrack, best in the fucking franchise. The characters, fun, inviting. The storyline, all around an absolute banger.
I would say, I think, isn't 3 a better story, but 5's better characters?
Yeah,
I've kind of heard that sold. Where 5, I
3
think,
has a stronger depth to the story.
Sure.
I'll phrase it that way.
I think the thing I've heard from everyone, which is fair, I think the biggest criticism is the actual story itself isn't amazing. The narrative or whatever I think you say. Personally, I just love the entire cast and I wanted to go whatever journey they were going on. Whatever y'all are doing, take me with you. Let's just enjoy the ride. And that's how I felt. That's why I like it so much. I'm like, I just liked being with these characters. I'll play Striker someday, David. I know I will. I know you want to say that somewhere in the deep part of your head right now.
You really should, because
I'll do it soon.
Wolf is my favorite Phantom Thief.
I will do it soon. Abag said, are they all connected?
That is a yes, but no.
They're like very, very, very loose.
Well, no, not even that, because parts of them are hyper interconnected. So Persona 1 directly leads into Persona 2 duology. So those are hard connected. Persona 3 and Persona 4 are directly connected, but not in their exact games. So if you play just Persona 3 or just Persona 4, they're not connected. But the Persona 4 Arena games is an actual canon sequel to both. So those are connected at that point forward.
And then the Q series, not getting into there.
The Q series is not canon in the traditional sense, but definitely you would want to play those only after you've played 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Would Persona 5 be a good one to start with? Yeah.
100%, because that's the only one that's really standalone.
I think each, I'll say from 3, 4, and 5, I'll say confidently enough, and assuming that 3 remake, which is heavily rumored, does happen, I think they all hold up enough that you'll enjoy any time with each of them. So I don't. This is definitely is a rule that I would break, where I would not mind going 5 to 4 to 3, or 5 to 3 to 4, depending on what. Because is your podcast talking Persona? The Limbo one. Do I? If you remember my Limbo pause screen, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, super quick. Media source. No. Music. Where's my music? My music. No, I don't know where it's at. Yeah. Yeah, the current one that I have with the train is definitely an original. The one with Limbo Kid is the actual Persona 5. It's the Palace music for the new one. So that is a Royal exclusive banger. Let me just see if I can do this real quick. Let's see, and while I'm waiting there. Kel said he'll play along with the Persona games gone by, David.
Hell yeah.
Talk for a second.
All right. But yeah, no, I had 100%. Because again, for my Mega 10 series history videos that I'm working on, it's on hold because of the creator of the original books. A ton of information about the creation of the series. So I basically had to stop because the whole beginning chapters I have to completely rewrite, as we now have oodles and oodles of information on. But I gladly would play through the Persona series sooner rather than later, at some point with you, as part of a Games Gone By-ish kind of thing. Even if it wasn't like formal Games Gone By, I'm more of like a, hey, I'm playing this, cool, I'll start playing it too, and then when we're both officially done, then we check in and do something, because I adore Persona 1 and the 2 duology, and I feel like they really get lost in the conversation. Even Atlas struggles to. I mean, Atlas acknowledges the protagonists of each game, but that's kind of all they do. I really hope that one day we can actually see a re-release of them on modern platforms like we have for the others.
Not happening. Unfortunately. Here's the you'll hear it on stream, man. Here's the song. So the song you're hearing now is the Palace music for Royal. Certified banger. And even that inclusion.
Dude, every track on there. Also, fucking I don't want to say the name of the track because it's also the name of the boss, so it'd be a bit of a spoiler. But the original final boss of Persona 5 is still probably the best boss theme fucking ever. That is an absolute fucking banger.
God, I want to play it. I'll probably get it on Steam, so I can play on the Steam Deck.
Hell yeah.
Or maybe I get Xbox achievements. I don't know. Play your cards right. Figure it out. I don't know, but then I want to play Yakuza. Will we all do a Persona 5 games gone by? That's possible.
I mean, I feel like we could probably do that without even having to replay it, to be honest.
I don't think you would need to replay it because you play it 3 times at this point. I don't know if you'd want to play it again, but I wouldn't mind playing it again.
I would need to actually still go through it again to actually get footage for it, is the shitty thing. When I replayed it, when it hit Xbox, I did not go through the effort of capturing footage like I should have. So I will still inevitably have to go through it at least a fourth time to get footage.
Let's see. I put it on my wish list, and it should go on. It's probably gonna be on sale this week because of Golden Week, right?
Should be on sale this week because of Golden Week. If not, I mean, Atlas puts their shit on sale like every other fucking month. So
I would
if
love
you
to do
wait
a.
until-
Oh, it's not on sale enough. It's $38.
Keep an eye out on like Green Man Gaming and shit like that.
Maybe I do on
Those do, like,
Xbox.
hyper
I don't
sales.
know. I'm just always in the mood to play Persona 5. And then maybe one day Gore will finish it. He'll talk about it.
No.
And then I want to play Yakuza. That'd be fun. I didn't know that Fist of the North Star was a Yakuza clone.
Yeah, the one they did on the PS4.
Yeah, because I was looking at Yakuza collection on Reddit, and I was laughing in ego about how I had a better Yakuza collection than a lot of people on the actual Reddit that are diehards. Because I did all my hunting like right, probably at the right spot too. Because I think the blue cover of Yakuza Kiwami,
Yep.
right, or Yakuza 0 is a tough one, right?
Yeah, I think it's 0. That's a harder one to find.
How much is it for blue cover?
I think like 50, 60 bucks still.
Sheesh. Yeah, I remember
since I looked.
I bought that online, I think, and I just went to a GameStop and just asked if I could swap it for their coverage because I was like, I'm just really picky. Can I have my blue cover? They're like, I guess. I'm like, cool, thank you. Blue cover. David, is there anything you want to talk about lately?
In terms of news topics?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a couple things.
Oh, there is. Hey, I'm gonna get something to drink. Do you want to start talking about Magic the Gathering being a humble, nice little boys?
Ooh, yeah, I fucking do. All right, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, fucking pull up a seat. Fucking Papa Durandal's gonna go ahead and give you a fucking story here. So there's this company that I have bitched about on this podcast a few times called Wizards of the Coast. That's right, Daddy Durandal. Gotta go for the alliteration. There's this company called Wizards of the Coast who was a very important part of my formative years and was host to many of things that I cherish and love in life. They've done some stupid shit over the past year between doing Magic 30th anniversary and making effectively useless proxy cards and charging $1,000 for a fucking box of them. And I think it was only like what 4 to 6 cards per pack. So $1,000 for like 18 cards that you couldn't even legally use in tournaments. Fuck off with that shit. And then with the whole incident with Dungeons and Dragons, where they went ahead and were like, hey, we're going to go ahead and take away the open gaming license, and we're just going to own anything and everything you've ever made with it. Fuck right on off with that. And at least that they got browbeat into submission over because of that bullshit. But that leads us into what happened this past Saturday. And there's gonna be there's been a lot of people that have come out of the woodworks to defend this shit. And to that I say you can fuck right on off, you corporate bootlicking pieces of shit. You are the most disingenuous motherfuckers to ever grace this fucking earth. So allow me to fucking weave the narrative for you here. So what happened is this past Saturday, there was a fine, upstanding citizen that was a YouTuber in the Magic the Gathering space that thought they had gotten a item by chance. It was a pre-release of a new Magic the Gathering set, and they're thinking, cool, I got something ahead of schedule. It happens to us all. Adrian and I can talk about the years we used to get games. In fact, we've talked about a lot on the podcast, and that's one of Adrian's biggest, like, oh, I wish I hadn't sold that fucking things, of getting games early back when we used to actually review games. You know, we get things through a particular few eBay sellers where we get things early because of that as well. There's a lot of things that we get early. It's a thing. It happens. Mom and pop shops break street date. Sometimes Amazon sends things out early that they shouldn't have. That's life. What's not part of life is a corporation hiring a private fucking military organization to send after said content creator to retrieve fucking cardboard. That is what these motherfuckers had the absolute fucking audacity to do, is hire a goddamn private military organization that, per our legal organization, per US law, even the United States government is not even allowed to contract these fuckers out. They hired these motherfuckers to show up and collect cardboard from this motherfucker. It's one of those fucking things.
That's a lawsuit, right?
Well, here's the thing, and this is where it gets into the bootlicker territory. Is what happened is everything ended up amicable-ish, where Wizards outright told the Pinkerton group, well, which is the people they hired, hey, we know some really bad shit could come back on us if this goes south, so please be kind, gentle, just kind of ask for this shit back. And the dude was like, what the fuck is going on right now? But ultimately was like, okay, I kind of get it, and gave the things back. But at the end of the day, and this is why a lot of these fucking bootlickers are like, oh no, it's fine, it all ended up well. Here's what these people are not fucking understanding, and are not really taking to heart. I don't know if anyone watching knows this. America kind of has a fucking gun problem. America kind of has an issue with these fucking macho bravado fucking military goddamn LARPers taking it to such extremes that, my fucking guns and my fucking freedoms and all this other bullshit. This could have gone so fucking south. This could have gone so fucking bad. All what it would have taken is one of these motherfuckers to be so like, no, I'm gonna make sure we do things the real. Because effectively, again, this is a paramilitary organization. This is literally Metal Gear shit, where these motherfuckers are a private military firm. All it would have taken is for one fucking mouth breather in this organization to have such a small dick that they felt the need to go ahead and show up to this organization, kitted out to the fucking teeth, and actually basically threaten the fucking guy, and then potentially lead it into something worse. Or the flip side, let's say even if this went well and the Pinkerton fucking group just showed up like they did, a group of fucking people like, oh, where's this shit that Wizards of the Coast is fucking looking for? If the person that this happened to had been a goddamn stand your ground motherfucker, or fucking
Castle Doctrine,
Castle, or whatever the fuck that law is, motherfucker, that could have ended just as shittily for them too, where this motherfucker would be like, nope, this is my fucking home, and just started opening fire.
again,
Like,
is this not a lawsuit?
No, this isn't going to a lawsuit.
I would have. How not?
I would have too. 100. I mean, granted, with me, it would have been do you have authority? No, close the door, and that would have been the end of the fucking story for me. And then Wizards can do what they should have done, which is send a letter saying, bro, could you fucking not, and could we please have that stuff back? Otherwise, then we'll have to go and try to.
It's intimidation. It's intimidation, though. I mean, I would
100%.
I would 100% sue the shit out of them.
And that's what's fucking so frustrating about this is because it didn't end badly, so many people are willing to be like, oh, well, I mean, that just happens. Fuck off, it just happens. This is a legitimate thing that could have gone so fucking horrendously. And again, the principle of it, a fucking company that sells goddamn cardboard to fucking children and sells fucking books of how to fucking have theater of the goddamn mind, went ahead and hired a private military firm to retrieve a fucking bit of cardboard that broke Street Day. Could you imagine fucking
Mudahar. Well, I mean, Mudahar had that exact thing. You watch his video.
I saw that he uploaded it.
He uploaded a video saying, "Imagine because he got Resident Evil 4 early."
Yeah.
Said if Capcom sent someone over here for getting his copy early.
Like that's so fucking wild to me. Like the utter audacity. Every other
Audacious.
company handles it as much as it's shitty the right way of sending a cease and desist, sending a bro, can we have our assets back? Otherwise, we'll have to take it to court. The literal, legal, proper way to do this. Not send a private military organization that is outlawed for government use by our own United States fucking government. Outright banned since the 1800s from being utilized as a goddamn resource. When our own fucking government's like, nah, bro, that's just too fucking crazy for us to legally use. But fucking Wizards of the Coast is like, nah, bro, I'm fine. Let's go ahead and do that. Fuck off out of here. Absolutely disgusting. I am actually in the process of selling all my D&D shit right now because
Is that it?
I'm not gonna be like those ignorant fucking Bud Light motherfuckers. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit it with my truck and set it on fire. Because fuck you, I know I can sell it and make a lot of fucking money back.
So is that it for Wizards of the Coast now? Is it done?
No, like I was already fucking at my final straw after the shit they tried to pull with the open game license. But I will genuinely, so long as Wizards of the Coast owns the rights to Magic the Gathering and to D&D, I will never touch those products again in my life. Absolutely fucking disgusting.
You heard it here first.
In fact, that reminds me, I should go and private those videos of WotC content that I have on my channel, which sucks because they're some of my higher performing ones, but I can't in good conscience leave that shit up.
But fuck them.
I'm so fucking no. I'm genuinely fucking disgusted. That's absolutely fucking heinous. I'm someone that, and we've talked about this on the podcast. I'm someone of dubious morals. I'll flat out admit it. The almighty dollar can
Yeah, he rips people off on
sway my
eBay.
morals for a lot of things. But at the end of the day, there are certain moral lines that I will not cross. And setting a private fucking military organization after a citizen over fucking cardboard is one of those things that I can never in good conscience ever be like, well, I see their point. Fuck out of here with that.
I mean that's how much they value the value of their cards, which is an interesting tell, I guess.
Absolutely fucking heinous.
Also, Activision Blizzard's still gonna be a thing.
No, it's not.
It's unfortunate that it's gonna still drag itself on for this fucking long when it really doesn't need to and shouldn't need to.
So to get into that, so yeah, there has been an EU organization that has actually decided to say, nah, fuck that, and it has blocked them from actually making the acquisition. And genuinely, throughout history, anytime there has been like a massive acquisition attempt like to this size, whenever you hit the first major, like, no, we're not gonna let you do that level, it's very, very rare, if ever, I think, that they finally would go through with a sale.
I think it's gonna happen.
I genuinely don't think it's going to happen. Granted, I didn't think it was going to happen that much to begin with. But genuinely, after finally someone in the EU finally saying, no, this is a problem, I don't think there's coming back from it.
No, did you see what the rationale was?
Doesn't matter the rationale. It's the fact that they actually put through a block on it.
That was one out of everyone else that actually had blocks that were like, yeah, no, it's
But
fine.
that's all it takes. That's literally all it takes, and especially in a massive organizational deal that huge, that's all it takes.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it's happening still. I don't think Microsoft's gonna go through all this. That big ass company's gonna go through all this just to not do it. I think they're gonna appeal
They'll
it
try
and,
to
and fight it.
but
No, they
once
100% will.
Yeah, they're obviously going to still fight it, but at best, if this were to still go through, I don't think it would happen this year. 100%. It at best, if it finally actually would go through, maybe mid next year, we would see it finally happen. But there's no way in hell this actually goes through, I think. And at best, maybe mid next year.
Sure, I could see that being a while, but I don't see it not going through at this point. And then the rationale does matter because I think that's gonna be an easy appeal. It was the dumbest. You saw what it was, right?
Yeah, I saw what it was.
Cloud gaming because Stadia didn't fucking succeed. Okay, like.
But you say that as if these parties that are ruling on this actually have a real understanding of the market.
I know, but again, that makes the appeal a lot easier, I think.
No, because the people that are going to be appealing are the same level of people that have a lack of that much knowledge on it.
No, the ones that that set out the appeal are going to know exactly what to say.
The ones saying the appeal, yes, but the ones that are actually going to be in charge of determining it, no.
Yeah, but I don't at that point. I think there's so many other places. Like, it's not just like it's not like a whole thing. It's one spot in the UK when everyone else approved of it too. I think it's gonna. Yeah, Kels, I agree. It's going to get dragged out. It's going to get dragged out.
Again, look at a lot of businesses that have gone through.
This is huge, though. This is one of the biggest.
Yeah, but still, there have been a lot of massive acquisitions that failed because one organization somewhere along the way threw up a fit about it, and then they just wouldn't go through.
Yeah, but this is one of the.
There's a long-standing history of this shit happening.
But this is one of the biggest, and Microsoft's not letting go of it.
Reason why it won't go through, because it's that massive, no one wants to deal with it.
I put $5 on it.
All right.
There we go. $10 down on this episode.
Hell yeah.
Boogie's going down.
I was on Boogie. Yeah. Oh yeah,
I called my friend and asked because I said he's gonna be here that day. I was like, who do you got 5 on? And he's like, I hope Wings of Redemption kills Boogie. I was like, can you imagine what if that happened and just you turn back time and just 2 months your future self comes back and said, hey, it's me in 2 months. By the way, Wings of Redemption kills Boogie 298 in a boxing ring in 2 months from now. What? Bye. Oh,
hell,
man.
imagine going back like fucking 2 years and telling yourself that.
Wings of Redemption versus Boogie 2988. I'm telling you, that's what happens when you fuck with crypto.
Hell yeah.
I do feel a certain way whenever I see people get pissed at Elon Musk for that Dogecoin thing. I got out of the literal peak of Dogecoin, which feels fucking good, dude. Like, what did I do? I put in. We had that on the podcast where I was telling everyone to buy in. I shouldn't have. I wasn't an expert, but hey, if you listen to me, you would have fucking made some money if you got out with me too. What was it? I bought in at like 3 cents and sold at 74 cents. I remember that morning, dude. Elon Musk was coming on SNL. I think that was announced he's gonna be on SNL. And I want to say it was a Friday. It could have been. I forget what it was or something. It could have been when it was announced something. I was in bed that morning. And I'm just like, sitting there, or I've been laying there. I'm like looking at the fucking thing. I'm like watching this thing go, and everyone's saying like, "Oh, Elon Musk when he gets on SNL, this is gonna fucking go to the moon." I'm like, bullshit. He's gonna fucking die. And I'm looking. I'm like, I think it might have been it was like at the very tip. I might have missed it by like a fucking millisecond, but it was like as soon as I hit that 75, I'm out. I'm watching. Then it goes 70, 74, 74, 74.5, 74%. I'm like, fuck it, hit it. Clicked it, and then I swear, like it started going. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I made it. 2K baby, let's go. I think I made $2,000 off like $100 maybe tops. Hell yeah. Imagine if Sam What's a Geek just KO'd El Presador in a YouTube boxing event. I didn't ask him about El Presador. Shit. Wow.
Oh yeah, the whole reason why we were thinking of it to begin with.
You know what? No, I think he knows El Presador would kick his ass. Samuel was remarkably candid. Like he gave himself like he was very fair with his points.
That's fair.
He was like, because he admitted you kick his ass.
I mean, I think it's fair to say I am the most dangerous member of the Blue Rubies lore.
This is now canon lore. Anything else to talk about?
Talking about Bug Snacks. I don't know.
I need to play Bugsnax eventually.
Still got to finish the DLC for it, but no, Bug Snacks was fucking great, man.
You know, I'm
Very
gonna.
fun platinum. I enjoyed my time with that.
What the fuck is Black Book? Why do I remember this? Why do I own it? Hell yeah. I'm gonna buy a Hotline Miami on Steam right now because why not?
Hell yeah, great but horribly frustrating game.
This much is
You'll
true.
never be so infuriated and yet feeling of such satisfaction with a game.
Oh, that music though.
Music's fucking great. Whole story and aesthetic is fucking great too.
All right, just bought Hotline Miami.
Hell yeah.
What did I? I
You didn't
swear.
want it physical though?
Do I have them physical? I don't know if I did or not. I want them on Steam Deck.
That's fair. That is a very good Steam Deck game, honestly.
Yeah, I have them on Switch as well, but I want the customizable stuff plus the trackpads. Yeah, I've been buying things here or there for Steam Deck, which is nice to have. Like Puyo Puyo Tetris on there is pretty fun. I got Bejeweled, Plants vs Zombies. I do want to try Roller Drome now that it's on there.
Yeah, that was in the last Humble.
Yeah,
Bundle,
well,
something like
that's yeah. In fact, let's do something fun here. Let's see. All right. Oops. Let's see. Hey, chat. There you go. There's a Steam code for Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Hell yeah.
Tell me if you take it. It's on Steam, if that wasn't obvious. While whoever's getting that's getting that. I think that's all the news, right?
Yeah, we didn't really have a whole lot else otherwise.
No, how do you feel about Street Fighter?
I mean, I'm disappointed that the demo only had fucking Ryu and Luke as goddamn playable characters. But otherwise, I think it's pretty fucking solid. I really dig the aesthetic of it. The music's pretty good. I like the direction they went with the single player mode. Having a create a character driven story is a really refreshing take for the series. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I just wish that again, the demo was more than just local only. That's the other thing too, is I wish it had fucking online play at least. But no, absolutely fucking solid. I'm very excited for playing it.
Yeah.
How about Tekken 8? Have you been liking those fucking character reveal trailers?
I've not seen any of them. I kind of
Oh,
want to
shit.
save them. I kind of want to save them all for just like whenever I see it, just a live game. But it's been cool hearing my students every once in a while just ask about Tekken now. Like, do you know when Tekken 8's coming out? I'm like, I haven't said shit, but I do want to know.
No, I'm fucking stoked. I'm actually really excited. A bit of a weird small world thing. One of my mains, both my mains are now fully revealed. But one of the ones that towards the later end of Tekken 7's life that I was really sticking to more so, Lily, just had her trailer. And one of the Twitter artists that I followed for a long time actually was commissioned personally by Harada to do the art for her. So really kind of an interesting small world situation where I happen to know the artist that was responsible for Lily's design in this game, and do
That's
love
cool.
the design. Looks
Uh,
fantastic.
I did watch. Also, I was glad that someone finally pointed out. I love my YouTube rabbit holes, and eventually I put on a Tool album that was made using the Super Mario 64 sound, whatever.
Yep.
I've been watching all those, and he was like, what are we listening to? I'm like, we're listening to a Tool album in Super Mario 64. I was on a weird rabbit hole down last night. He's like, you're always on a weird rabbit hole. I'm like, I am. Takes me some weird places, dude. Um, let's see. Why was I saying that? Oh, I watched a video on what happened to Tekken Cross Street Fighter,
Hmm.
and that was interesting. Because did you ever figure out what happened with that?
No, because I remember it had an in development status and there was some concept art that leaked from it, but I don't remember beyond them just generically saying they didn't want to like cross contend with their own games.
Yeah, they said they didn't want to cross contend. That everything was working out well. They um they were like always like kind of working on it. They were like 30% of the way through. They said that they were just surprised at how well Tekken 7 had legs. It turned into kind of a live service game, which it kind of did. Like the ish. Just the DLC was so strong and it kept that game alive, and their updates to that kept it alive enough that it still feels fresh. Like right now, I still love playing Tekken 7, dude.
Tekken 7's still a fundamentally really
I
solid game.
I almost don't even want Tekken 8, dude. Like I'm kind of like just down if they just like keep it. Right? Like of course I'm excited for it, but I'm like I'm having a great time. um but they're like, yeah, it had done so well that we didn't expect that. Therefore we just stuck with it.
That's fair, because Tekken 8 lasted like, or Tekken 7 lasted what, 8, 9 years almost?
If we talk about like the arcade, yeah, it's been something.
Yeah, if we include the arcade console, still at least was like 6, 7 years. Which for a fighting game is unheard of.
2017.
It's gonna be earlier than that.
Let me check.
At least 2016, I'm sure.
Let's see.
Because it was at the Evo that you and I went to.
2017.
Okay.
Arcade was
Mostly the arcade
2015.
version. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, so they were saying that yeah, we tried, we had he's like, I have the set roster and everything in mind. And every once in a while he puts like a tweet out saying, does anyone still interested in the game? And it gets like, yeah, but it didn't really go too much. And then I guess they finally got confirmation about Akuma. Akuma was a character they had fully made in Tekken Cross Street Fighter, but they just threw him in Tekken 7.
It makes me wish then that if it kind of kept going for Tekken 7 the way it did, that they would have at least thrown maybe one or two more of the Street Fighter characters in there. Because we saw some footage from the kind of alpha builds of Chun-Li. It would have at least been kind of nice
Did
to
we
just
ever-
have like.
I think I'll watch that again. It's been a
couple
long
more
time
in
if I
there.
saw that. Let's see.
Kells, did you guys see the Street Fighter movie? You got to be more specific which one. If you mean Street Fighter 2, yes, fantastic. If you mean the one for all Julia, yes, also fantastic. If you mean Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, yes, was terrible. About Trey Fitty, yeah, but Sam was really fair in his reasonings with who would win and why. Fully agree. He also said, I only owned and played one of the Tekkens, and it was one of the ones from the PS1 era. Phenomenal fucking game, straight up. Kells, also excited for Tekken 8, as you should be. And then, no, the new movie being done, Raka Raka is attached. Yeah, I heard murmurs of that. I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Yeah, I can't find that. But yeah, no. So they said they just imported Akuma, which also, by the way, that video is talked about, and I agree. I'm so glad they gave like Akuma like a story in there. Like, yo, there's a
Yes.
reason why he's here, and that shit was a banger.
Yeah, like actually having him directly linked to the Mishima blood feud was a really good idea.
Yeah, I love it. That's some respect. Like, hey, fuck it, let's put him in here, dude.
Because especially for Akuma, because Akuma's whole point in the Street Fighter lore is that he just wants to fight strong people. Like he's kind of a bastard, but he's not to the same extent of like Bison, where throughout Street Fighter storyline, you know, he fought against Gen when Gen was dying of like cancer, and he's like, "Oh, you're like on your literal deathbed. I don't feel right actually fighting you at full strength. That feels kind of wrong." And he's had like weird honor code moments like that throughout the series. And so to kind of be like, yeah, so you want me to go kill Heihachi because he's out of hand? Yeah, I get that. Let me go fucking do that. And Kuma's the perfect character to be like, yeah, you want me to go fuck up this dude who is just absolutely batshit cartoonishly unkillable? All right, I'll go take care
And I
of
love
it.
that they're like, what was I forget what the reasoning why, but they're like, why didn't you kill me here? I wanted you to be stronger. Or no, they were asking that like, where have you been this entire time? I was waiting for you to get stronger.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because that's the
great.
other wild thing is like Akuma even still isn't the strongest Street Fighter character canonically. That's Cody. Cody is canonically the strongest. But still, Akuma is like I think top 3 if I remember correctly, maybe top 4. And it also depends if he's actually Akuma or if he's in his Oni form. But yeah, no, it's such a great fucking addition.
How is Cody
for
the
that.
strongest?
Cody just is fucking built different, is basically what it comes down to. Because his entire whole story and lore is that in Street Fighter 4, he was actually in prison, but he only stayed there because he was fucking bored and there was no one left strong enough to fight in Metro City. So his whole point of being in Street Fighter 4 is that he finally got too bored of being in prison, so he just fucking walked out and there wasn't a single person that could stop him, which is why he fights with the handcuffs on him and everything, because it's also the only thing that can make fights a little bit more interesting for him. And in his dialogue with Akuma, he's one of the only characters that Akuma acknowledges of like, oh shit, I need to take you seriously.
Hold
Because
on.
Akuma is
Now I want to
fucking
watch that
threatened by
cutscene. Hold
Cody.
up. Let's see. If I type in Akuma and Cody cutscene, I'm sure that'll pop up.
Yeah, it's like just like the beginning fight dialogue.
Let's see. Or maybe I say. I'd have to find.
Cody versus Evil Ryu. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, find me this. That sounds kind of cool. Let me read this chat. Let's see. I like the Game of Thrones, aka Song of Ice and Fire. How some of the characters have honor and integrity and different ways of looking at things. In terms of war and battle, hope George R. R. Martin finishes the books. Praying. How would well, David's like that. What the fuck is the status of that book?
What?
What's the status of the Winds of Winter?
I don't fucking know.
Bullshit. It's not coming out this year.
I don't know. I read the first book. It was like, yeah, it's all right, and then I just moved on with my life. I never got into that series.
Let's see. Ba-dum-bum, bum, 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 ba-la-la, dun, 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 dun.
I think I know a different way to find it. Cody Street Fighter 4 fight intros.
Yeah, no, it's 0% chance it's happening. During an appearance on October 25th, 2022, with Late Night, Martin said he's approximately 3/4 of the winner has been written. Yeah, maybe one day. There's still what is it? When's the winter and then something of spring or something like that? A dream of spring. Yeah, dream of spring. Got one more. I fucking go after this. Jesus Christ. It's so cool on Tekken we can have Akuma, Yoshimitsu, and Heihachi on a roster canonically. That is cool. Tekken's the kind of story that's just fucking too, and they'll just do whatever, which is awesome. Yeah. They're probably gonna do a berserk thing. I mean, I hope not. But I can see them having to do that just because I don't know, dude. Martin is only. I'm reading the Dream of Spring real quick. Martin is only firm about ending the series with 7th novel until I decided not to be firm. When its stated goal, telling the story from beginning to end, he will not truncate the story to fit an arbitrary number of volumes. Excuse me. Yada yada. Martin noted that the challenge to avoid situations like the Battalion have lost. That he's not writing Dream of Spring and Winds of Winter together. And I believe Dream of Spring would be published before last season. Yeah, of course not. May 19th said they not started writing, would not do so until finishing Winds of Winter. Yeah, just remember us having writer's block now. I would love to just ask him candidly what's going on. I think he might have just didn't want to write anymore. I think he just kind of wanted to step away from the story, but he couldn't. And then I think at first, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say at first the HBO series made that he didn't feel like he could live up to it because it was getting so well acclaimed. And then I'd say maybe it might have shifted because it got so ransacked that he might have been like, oh, that I want to make sure this is 100% better than that. So let's see. David, any luck?
No, I'm now scrolling through the wiki because I remember this being a big point of contention for a while. But I also now have to pee again real quick.
God damn it. Thank you, God. He pulled up his fans. Jesus Christ. Thick boy is just slumping in the pan area. Yeah, sorry, you Ice and Fire. I was always gonna read those books, but then I was like, let me wait until Winds of Winters come out. So I'm still waiting. Your boy's still waiting. Well, yeah. I don't know, dude. I would hate to have that much pressure on me to get anywhere with that. Let me do some of David's work because we're gonna leave here in a second. I think he's made so complex he doesn't know how to finish or get some things. Yeah, I think there's just so much going on, and he's got a lot to live up to now. At this point, at least. We all have game night stream with the boys. I hope. I've been wanting to do one for Sunday. We'll have to see if Gore wants to or not. I think he's been focusing on just getting caught up on his own shit right now. I don't mind. We'll see though.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find the fucking exact quote here. But I do remember it being a fucking thing, because in Street Fighter, if I remember correctly, canonically, it would technically be Cody and then Oro and then Akuma in terms of like the strongest fucking characters. But where did those quotes go? Or maybe it was attributed to an Oni quote. Maybe that's why I'm having trouble finding it.
David, we're gonna head out
Hell yeah.
because I'm tired.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for hanging out, everyone. I bet you did ask about game night with the boys. David, I said that. We'll see if Gore wants to, but I'm totally down. I'm down to figure something
I
out.
can find some time.
Yeah, and then I think we'll hold ourselves to the fire and figure out some sort of blueprint for games gone by this summer. Maybe we'll have a soft relaunch of it this summer and figure out something by the time fall hits. Yeah, sounds good to me. All right.
Oh, okay.
Well-
I found it. Yeah, well, I mean, I partially found it. When Oni fights Cody, his pre-fight quote is that if he holds back, he would lose. So, see, I was thinking about it the other way around. Cody would actually have to take the fight seriously. So, still also implying that Cody is insanely powerful, that he's fighting the super evil, super jacked up version of Akuma. And Oni's like, yeah, no, you need to like actually take this fight seriously, and basically acknowledges that Cody can stand toe to toe with him if he takes the fight seriously.
So Oni says this.
Yeah, so the super evil version of Akuma.
Okay. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Blue Rupees episode number 204.
Hell yeah.
Almost 2 hours and 45 minutes. Hell yeah. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer.
Pepperoni and cheese kings.
Pepperoni and cheese. Good night. Sleep tight. Get them shut eyes.
Getting bites.
And I hope DSP gets copyright stricken from YouTube and loses his job.
Hell yeah, strike these nuts.
Got him.